Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 71st edition of the Sons of Kojima podcast, the SoKast for short. My name is Fred, and I am being joined by an outstanding panel of gentlemen. First of all, Mr. Kamasubu.
Hey.
Mr. Evil, excuse me, with all due respect, Mr. Evil AJ 2010.
What up?
Mr. Nomad.
What's up?
Mr. Freddy Fazfuck.
Thank you, you fucking worthless humans, for coming to this podcast. How you doing?
We've got Mr. Loophole with us.
Sup?
The streaming extraordinaire, Mr. Bagel.
Straight out of the North Pole. What's up?
And our very special guest for tonight, the one, the only, Mister Metokur.
Oh, hey, guys.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lot to get to, and we've got Mr. Metokur with us, someone that has been requested for so long. So this is exciting for us. First of all, Jim, thank you very much for joining us, man. This is really a pleasure for us.
No, yeah, not a problem, man.
So let's get into this. I mean, we would be remiss if we didn't start with the Phil antics. How did you even notice him? Like, you know, you looking at your content, you have an eye for the zany parts of the internet. I mean, you've covered a lot of different people. What is it about Phil that caught your eye? How'd you notice this guy?
Well, Phil's kind of like the typical person that I'd stumble across with a group of people I know. Back when Metokur had a forum before Haberman wiped the site out, we used to fuck with people on DeviantArt. We used to fuck with people on different social media, and Phil's that kind of personality. It must have been 3 years ago. I kind of ran into Phil off and on, but he's the typical kind of person. If you poke him enough, he'll give you a really good reaction, and that's entertaining to me. Since I kind of fell out of fucking with people on DeviantArt, I've been looking elsewhere, and YouTube has got a plethora of different individuals that you can kind of hone in on and have a good time, and Phil definitely would be at the top of that list. Very short fuse, overinflated sense of ego. He's the perfect target, I guess, is the easiest way to put it.
He is a barrel of laughs. For anyone that might not have known, have you had any sort of interactions? Has he actually reacted to anything that you've done so far?
Oh, I have no fucking idea. I just the thing that really gets to me, and part of the reason that I like watching Bob's streams, is because Phil will shut down comments on his, and I think that's really gay. I've noticed a lot of people doing that. Noah Antweiler does that. Phil does that. Sarkeesian, when she's on Twitch, will do that. It's kind of the new thing. Like, nobody can comment. Nobody can say anything because I don't want to have to deal with the peanut gallery. So I like the idea of streaming a stream where you basically go over their head and let people comment. I don't understand, I guess, his approach to that. I don't understand why this man would put content up and stream for 18 fucking hours a day and then not allow anybody to talk to him outside of his little IRC or mumble chat or whatever it is.
Yes, IRC.
Yeah. So, that's kind of my take on it. I really haven't had any direct interaction with him because I'm not going to go to his fucking website. I'm not going to give him money on Patreon. I'm not going to send him an email to tell him what a great fan I am of his. I just like fucking with the man. And if he happens to stumble on that, that's cool. But my goal is more of having a laugh and letting people say what they want about him rather than getting a direct response from him.
That's awesome, man. I mean, that's honestly our approach. I mean, that's how we've done it for, as long as we've been around. So that's awesome to hear. It's funny that you mentioned his censorship because with his new channel, the KO Gaming, the top secret channel.
Oh yeah, kids only gaming. Yeah.
He's really stepped up. He's taken this to the next level. Every single video he's uploaded, ratings disabled, comments disabled. I mean, this is his new strategy. He still insists to his viewers that you can still thumbs up the videos and that'll help him along. But this is a whole new year for Phil. Extra censorship.
Yeah, again, I don't get that approach. I mean, I get a lot of people that if I'll do a stream or I'll put a video up or whatever, it doesn't really matter what the avenue is of communication, but I get a lot of feedback. I get a lot of people saying all sorts of fucking crazy shit. That's entertainment to me. Like, the internet is made for banter. The internet is made for interacting with people, whether it's negative or positive. I don't understand this mentality of running and hiding in your little fucking hug box. That's not what makes the internet enjoyable. And Phil has kind of walled himself off and created this little online fiefdom where you can't really touch him So I guess I want to fling a couple pebbles at his fucking walls. You know what I mean? Put a few dents and cracks here and there. That's part of my goal.
And to be honest, I mean, that's really what's going to accomplish that. Because when you look at, we from time to time go to his forums. It's a guilty pleasure of ours. We'll look at it and we'll just see the type of stuff that he gets told on a daily basis. You're doing great. Don't make any changes. We love you just the way you are. Fuck the haters, stuff like that. And the only time that he ever really makes any sort of changes, for example, like direct capture, he just got hammered on it over and over and over. And it wasn't in a sugar-coated way. So really, the only thing that is eventually going to sort of get through his wall is going to be a chorus of negativity, to be honest with you. I mean, that's what we've noticed through the years.
Right, and I'm not even looking, like, I know a lot of people, I guess I should preface this, I know a lot of people that will fuck with somebody, and it's like, oh, I want to make them a better person. That's not what I'm out to do. I want entertainment, and goddammit, Phil is entertaining to fuck with. I don't think he's going to change his ways. I don't think if you're the most negative you could be towards him, he's going to change a fucking thing. He's way too set. Like, his mindset, his personality, he is never going to change. There's nothing on this fucking earth that's going to make him change. The only thing that's going to come close, and I'm going to give it maybe 2 or 3 years, when his revenue streams from online dry up, when nobody's giving him Patreon money that's in the triple or quadruple digits, when he's making $10 on Patreon, when he's not getting any ad revenue, when no partners will deal with him, and he has to go back to the real fucking world and get an actual job, then his attitude might shift a little bit. But he thinks he really is a narcissist. He really thinks that he is fucking perfect and that what he does is just genius. You know, there are people out there who do gaming content online that are so much more talented than him and don't have even a fraction of the ego. Look at somebody like Critical, right? Puts up video after video after video, interacts with his fans.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like, what, 1.5 million fucking subs?
Yep.
He gets money online. He gets money from Patreon. Guy deserves it. Puts out good content. I've never met anybody that had a bad thing to say about him. And so, I compare something like that, somebody who's got massive success and doesn't have that kind of ego, to somebody like Phil that has barely, middling to moderate success and just thinks he's God's gift to the internet. And it's so out of proportion. It's so fucking bizarre to me.
It is. And, to be honest with you, and this is something that when we get to LowTierGod a little bit later, because I know he's been something that we've enjoyed. Yeah. Absolutely. But something that is sort of my theory is that it's so easy to be disliked. It's so easy to just say, fuck it, throw your hands up and, try to build up some sort of attention or build up some sort of notoriety from being just a terrible fucking person. It's difficult to be a good person, to do the right things, to be selfless, to interact with your fans. That's all difficult to do for a lot of people. And with Phil, it seems like, he approaches it as a business. This is about just putting out as much content as possible to get a number of aggregate views. This is more about, how can I do this as easy as possible? And what it seems like is the most attention that he's been getting is drama videos, negativity, and there's a sizable portion of his fans that actually like the rage, the fails, the shit talk, the stuff like that. So it's actually my theory and several other.
Yeah, it's more entertaining. I'll tell you that right now. Watching the "This Is How You Don't Play" stuff and those kind of videos, that can get me to sit and watch Phil content. But Phil content on its own, I'd rather eat a bullet. It's so fucking unappealing.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why people seek out our content over Phil's content in a lot of different ways, is because they want to see the shorter version of it. They want to see the specific pieces of outrageous idiocy, the huge rants, the stuff like that. That's what people want to seek out instead of watching, 20 minutes of dead air, a bunch of other stuff, Patreon plugs, stuff like that. People just sort of want to see the condensed version of it. And a lot of videos like that are very popular because of that.
Well, you know what's going to happen, right? And I'm going to put this out there right now. I guarantee you this is going to happen in the next year or two, because his money is going to start to dry up, and he's going to look at these kind of videos, the negative videos, the coverage he gets where the people are making fun of him because they're more entertaining and they get views, and he's going to DuckTales the shit out of that. You remember that fake rage video he put? Oh, I'm so angry. Golly gee gosh, fucking shit. That video he put up that was just fucking awful.
Mhm.
He's going to take this is how you don't play formula, and he's going to make them of himself, and they're going to be DuckTales tier humor involved. Like he's going to reach that point where he's going to get so desperate. That's what he's going to do, and it still won't compete with the outside made content, the content made from people that just want to laugh at his fucking shitty ability to play a video game.
Now, it's funny that you say that because he is sort of already doing that. He's making, for his KO Gaming, again, the super secret channel, he is starting to make his own mantages, excuse me.
Wait,
where
he calls them mantages?
Mantages, blags. Yeah, he hits the hard A's.
Does he now?
He does. But he already does do these sort of montage videos where he calls it like the fails of the week and the hits of the week, and but what he does though, and he hasn't gone all the way to what you suggested, but he has sort of tried to put in some fails and kind of sugarcoat it a bit to where it's like, oh, the epic wins too, like, because what he says is our montages are just slanted towards the negative. And what he wants to do is he wants to present the fails, but also have the epic wins.
See, this is one thing that kind of exists outside of Phil too, and it's kind of like a side topic, but I can't stand that. I can't stand when a channel that puts out content makes their own montage videos. That seems like the biggest way of kissing your own ass that exists. Like, oh my God, look how funny I am. I picked all these super funny moments because look how talented I am. I'm going to take all these videos and put it into one big video. Look how special I am. Fuck off with your montages. If somebody that watches you makes them, that's fine. But otherwise, it looks like you're kissing your own fucking ass. Yeah. That really comes across, too, with the SB's videos when he does mantages.
So, what do you enjoy more? Do you like the vlogs, or do you actually like the gameplay? What if you had to choose? If you were on a desert island, you can only watch one. Would you go for the vlogs, or would you go for the gameplay?
I'd go for watching the fat fuck flush bacon grease down his throat.
How did I know he was gonna say that?
It's Masiokas level shit. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen those videos, Masiokas.
Oh yeah,
great shit. Guy chopping up fucking coconuts with his katana, and it's legitimate. He's not fucking around. Like, this guy is legitimate. That really reminds me of it. It really reminds me of those videos from like back in 2009 and 2010. And like watching Phil cook is just a train wreck. And almost I couldn't believe it. This fat dumb bastard is flushing bacon grease down his fucking toilet and just dropping shit on the floor, picking it up, slathering, just fucking plate loads of butter on stuff. That shit's entertaining. Like, I could watch that for hours.
Yeah, I mean, we've watched him cook on so many different occasions. He's actually, you know what? I bet you'd be very happy to find out that he's actually being asked to bring back the cooking videos, and this is a possibility that we might see more.
Do you think he's ever going to just... this is another thing I don't get about him. He must know that he could bring in more viewers if he just listened to what people asked him. Like, he hinted back... It was some video he did like a month or two ago that he might get into politics. Could you imagine how spectacular that would be? Listening to this uninformed fucking oaf sit and talk about politics for hours on end. I would watch that. Watching him cook, I would watch that. I really sometimes wish he would just let comments go through, do live streams that are open, and do these kind of things. Because he'll get mocked and ridiculed, but if the motherfucker wants to make money, that's how he's going to bring in viewers. He has to know that at this point.
That would be really good. Yeah, I would really want to see that. I mean, when he talks about anything that is out of his... I had to stop myself. I was going to say area of expertise, but I can't in good conscience say that video games would be his area of expertise. When he talks about something that isn't video games, all right, let's be fair. It's just so over his head. He talks out of his ass with every single point that he makes. He's talked about the government shutdown. He's talked about SOPA and PIPA. He's talked about... I mean, now with his vlogging channel, which is also part of his 2016 plan of change, he's going to be jumping on hot button issues. He's going to be talking about, for example, right now, he's talking about the where's the fair use. He's talking about the Fine Brothers. He talks about issues that are not only gaming now, and they're all cringeworthy. Like, you would be doing yourself a disservice not to see those every once in a while.
Well, yeah, I'd love if people could like. It's still kind of related to YouTube. I'd like to see if people could steer him into like the immigrant crisis in Europe. Just get him talking about. I want to hear him say the word refugee. You know what I mean? Like I want to hear him talk about stuff that he probably is uninformed on completely, but he'll pretend enough that he can hold a conversation, and that would be entertaining to me.
I would very much enjoy that. What about you guys? You guys have anything to throw in?
Phil's a fucking idiot and he can't cook for shit. That's all I have to say.
I do have a question because I remember you did a video on like freaking Paula Deen. How would you rate Phil's cooking compared to that?
Paula Deen is no, not Paula Deen. God, what was the lady's name from the cooking channel? She was a lush. Like all she did was get fucking drunk. Everything she cooked was under the influence of vodka, and she'd be hammered on set. Like she made
that the one where she put the chocolate all over stuff? I think I watched you and your buddy watch that.
Yeah, she made a Kwanzaa cake, but it was and uncooked, and she was just drinking the whole time, and it was a fucking train wreck.
I'm trying to remember who that was because I've seen videos of people making fun of her and stuff too.
Oh, Sandra Lee.
Oh, Sandra.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah.
Oh, but I was wondering, like, where would you rate Phil on that kind of skill in regards to, cooking with the bacon grease and stuff?
Oh, he'd probably do a better job if he was drunk. I mean, he really is fucking incompetent. I haven't really seen him make anything more complicated than, like, fucking grilled cheese sandwiches. Has he ever done anything that requires more than 2 steps or, like, a 3-course meal?
Well, I mean, every Sunday he does make that special homemade Italian sauce of his.
You know, it's funny. We actually have a question about that from Boredom Breaker. What do you think of Phil's Saucy Sunday event, Mister Metokur? Do you know about Phil's Saucy Sunday events?
No, I don't know about Phil's Saucy Sunday event. So he makes sauces on Sunday, and that's what he calls it.
I hope you're sitting down because this is groundbreaking stuff. Every Sunday, he will play a video game, and he will take multiple extended breaks to go downstairs and stir a pot of his Italian sauce.
Wait, that's it?
That's the hook. Yes.
So wait, when you say his Italian sauce, what he did was what? He went to the store and bought some ragu and he's heating it up?
Well, he has a closely guarded family secret recipe that involves multiple cans of store-bought, very, preservative heavy cans of tomato sauce paste and actual whole tomatoes. There's probably, I'd say, around 10 ingredients total. And every Sunday he will have a stream where he interrupts the stream multiple times and he dresses it up by saying this is Saucy Sunday, as if his fans give a fuck that he's making a pot of Italian sauce. Like they're tuning in to watch him play video games. They don't give a fuck. They're not like more excited that he took a break and he's going downstairs,
Well, I think the best gauge of Phil's cooking is Panda Lee's weight. Like if you notice she's skinny, much skinnier than he is. I think she probably won't eat his food. And so I don't know if this is some subtle way of him keeping her in shape by cooking the worst shit on earth, or if she cooks for herself. I remember that one stream where he was like, "Oh, my girlfriend's really sick right now. Got to go wake her up to make me dinner."
Yeah, that was
Just
one of our
fantastic.
favorites. Oh man, we had a field day with that. Yeah, I mean the idea was that he's playing, he's busting his ass. I mean honestly, this is some very difficult stuff that he's doing.
Oh, it's
here.
very difficult work. I mean, sitting and playing a video game, my God, if I didn't get paid to do it, I would never play video games. They're horrible. Why would you enjoy entertainment like that? Yeah, Phil's got a real tough job.
Mm. And sometimes he has to sit down and sort of block out the rest of the world for maybe 4 or 5 hours at a time. If you pay him $12.50, he might even go up to 8 hours with multiple breaks.
Oh wow, yeah, he really loves his fans to be able to endure that kind of hell. To sit down and play brand new video games that are highly entertaining. Poor bastard.
Now, one of the reasons why the salty Sunday, sorry, that's the slang term that a lot of us
That's what it should be called, yeah.
But the reason why the Saucy Sunday even exists is because he cannot be bothered to trust Leanna to actually stir the sauce for him. Moving a wooden spoon in a counterclockwise fashion is a little bit above Leanna's capabilities. So unfortunately, he has to take breaks from the stream in order to prevent her from getting near a hot stove.
Now, how does he have that set up? Because I imagine he'd have to have multiple cameras. One to film him while he's playing games, the other to film the sauce. Because if he has to huff his way, while walking with a camcorder, it's going to be like the snorting times 1,000, and I can hear his panting already in my head if he has to get his lard ass up off the couch and make it to the kitchen.
I'm sure one of the next things coming down the pipeline is going to be to install one of those chairlifts that goes up and down the railing.
He's going to need a fucking forklift. Have you seen how big he is?
Well, he claims he only weighs about 180 pounds. So
On the moon, maybe. We're using scales on Earth. It's probably different.
yeah, moon pounds. But yeah, man, I just feel like, the way that he frames things, Saucy Sunday. Sorry, I'm so conditioned to say Salty Sunday. Saucy Sunday. Everything is so much fun. You're so interested to see what he's up to. You're so invested, and unfortunately, a lot of that comes from his fans. I mean, obviously, he has an inflated sense of self-worth, but unfortunately, a lot of this comes from his fans. Like, you should see in the chat his IRC, which I know you won't be caught dead there, and we would never ask you to go in there and to give him your IP address and all that shit like he would like. But he gets people that say, "Oh, we're so Saucy Sunday." Can you believe there are actually people that get excited for Saucy Sunday?
I find that hard to believe. He's a mystery. It's such a weird thing to do. Like, who thinks, God, I need to get more ad revenue. I need to get more viewership. I know. I'm going to play the newest Resident Evil game while, preheating some fucking ragu. Like, what is going through his little mind when he thinks shit like that up?
Mm-hmm. So let's see. We've got a lot of people in the chat. We've got a lot of people submitting stuff to our Google Doc, and then we also have a lot of current topics to get to. So we've got a lot of shit to cover. Let's see. Let's see some questions specifically for Mr. Metokur first before we jump into some new stuff. We've got a suggestion here from Jusef. Would you adopt Leanna as your cook? I heard she knows how to cook, and she is even doing it for free.
No, I'm a big boy. I can cook for myself. I'm not gonna ask some woman to cook for me. I learned to do that, fucking years ago. I learned to do that when I was like 12 or 13. It's like, hey, you're hungry? Go learn to cook a little bit. I'm surprised Phil never reached that stage in his life, or he's stuck at that. He's like at the 12-year-old level. Like, again, grilled fucking cheese sandwiches is where he is. His ass is grounded there, and I don't think he can. Like, hamburgers is probably too much for him to do.
He's done a number of cooking videos, and I mean, these items that he does, like, for example, he'll do hot dogs. He literally did a video teaching people how to pan fry hot dogs.
Of course he did, because
Yeah.
that to him that's like the hottest shit ever. Like, look at this. I am a professional chef. Look out, Ramsey. I can cook hot dogs. Aren't I a big boy?
Let me see if I can grab one of these, because you know what, that might be fun for us to watch that. If somebody else wants to just riff off a couple things first, let me grab this.
Actually,
ESP
I do have a
cookie.
question for you. Now, does he take fan donations? Will he do videos? Like, I know he does unboxings, but can people send him shit? Yes, no?
I don't think that ever came up.
Actually, I don't think he's ever did that.
Yeah.
Okay. I was kind of hoping he did like a weekly fan sent me stuff, because I will start mailing him Slim Fast and see how long it takes for him to get freaked out and pissed off.
Oh no, he doesn't like people mailing him stuff.
The only thing that he takes from his viewers other than money are questions for his Ask the King segment.
Oh, those must be great. I'm sure he lets any question through, right? And doesn't pre-select all the ones that kiss his ass.
Yeah. In fact, I think he's actually doing one today.
Patrons who give him money get first dibs on questions, and they aren't guaranteed to get their questions answered. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just
special.
isn't it?
I think the last time he actually did when people sent him shit was long before he moved to Seattle.
Like 2011, I think.
Yeah, around like 2011, 2010. People would send him stuff in his PO box, and he would open it on camera. Stop doing that.
Yeah, I wonder what made him stop. Somebody must have sent him something real fucking special that made him like, I'm not going to ever do this again.
And he showed his address in one of those videos, and that's also why he probably stopped doing it. He's an idiot. Doesn't want to fucking edit it out.
Yeah, somebody in your chat said dog shit. They might have mailed him dog shit with a note that just said, "Eat this pig."
I wouldn't be surprised.
Didn't someone mail him shit before?
Somebody actually admitted it. They sent him dog shit. I forgot who it was.
Yep.
That's fantastic. I'd love to see him get nothing but nonstop dog shit in the mail.
I think there's a website where you can actually mail people shit. Like literal shit. Can't remember
That's
what it's fucking
fantastic
called.
service.
Yeah. I don't know why it exists.
Dogshit.com? It must be something like that.
Yeah, you just send people fucking crap. That's pretty much it. There's a website dedicated to that. If someone could clarify that. That would be really, really nice. Because I know there exists a site like that.
Shit delivery.
It's so dumb.
All right, so I've got this set up. Mr. Metokur, you are familiar with InstaSync, I'm sure.
Yeah, I went to. I started using it after SyncTube went to shit.
All right, so Mr. Magel, if you would please allow our fine viewers to see this on screen, and if you would do us the honors, Mr. Metokur, we would love to have one of these little reactions. We're gonna watch Phil make hot dogs.
Oh boy, this is gonna be
like,
fun.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, just give me a second.
All right.
Here.
I've got this set up. I'll make sure the audio is balanced. In the chat, if you could just please let us know about the balance, because obviously that's
because we've had issues
difficult
with
to
that
get.
before. Yeah.
So, everybody in the InstaSync?
Yep.
I'm in it, but I need to full screen the video.
All right. Let's do it.
One of the quickest things that you can
Oh
cook
Jesus, that's loud.
in your kitchen, really easy. We're going to be doing hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Oh, hot
On the
dogs.
side, I have some. Well, they're hidden.
His kitchen is so fucking
That I'm moving
messy.
At the same time,
It was, dude.
Don't have too much to put on the hot dogs, unfortunately. I've looked and I completely forgot this week.
This is a 6-minute video of him just cooking hot dogs with nothing but mustard and ketchup, really.
I completely
Yep.
forgot about it when I was shopping today, so that's
Pretty
pretty
much.
cool. But,
He knew he was going to do this, but he didn't buy anything for it. He's just throwing stuff together.
What I do is usually I freeze this 8-pack.
This is back when he was making a good amount of money, too, on YouTube. This is back when he was popular.
Well, of course. Why would you eat steak or lobster? I mean, hot dogs is the way to go when you're rolling in the money.
I filled this up with warm water. I took the frozen
Premium.
8-pack, threw it in there, and
God,
now
do you
it's
think
perfectly
Panda
thawed. I mean, you're
Lee
ready to go, ready
takes
to
those
open
frozen
and
hot dogs
cook.
and pleasures
So
herself with
that
them?
is how you
Like, I can't
Oh
imagine.
my god.
I can't imagine
Wow.
Phil
Nathan's
as a good
French
lover.
because I
So
grew up with
maybe
them.
she's adding some spice to those hot dogs for him before he cooks them.
Well, you
That's
see,
all I'm
Phil
saying.
doesn't get
And,
any
I really
underwear
like the flavor
time,
of them.
so.
Obviously, any kind of Frank will do.
Yeah, we're going to
They're
have
all
to let
pretty
you know
much
about the
same.
underwear time. That's definitely something.
Are we talking DSP thongs? Because I
No. So he's so far removed from actually having sex with her that he settles for seeing her in underwear, which he refers to as underwear time.
You can fry them.
So he is admitted that he doesn't have sex with his girlfriend, and the best he gets is looking at her underwear.
Actually, it's more so she admitted it by her saying in a snide voice, "Nothing for you tonight."
And she also outed him on a soap making vlog that she did that she's not getting any sex out of the guy. So
Well, let's cut the woman some slack. I'm sure she started that soap business because once you have sex with DSP, you want to feel like you're clean again.
Not to mention, there was the best instance when she mentioned she was trying to cuddle up to Phil and he had to go to the bathroom.
We're gonna go up and turn it up to roughly medium.
God,
Very
I'm just trying to. I have this mental picture of him
Okay.
naked with his tits
At the
jiggling
same time, we
and
are
just
cooking
sweat
baked
pouring
beans.
down
Here's
on
the
her like
thing.
an African
Any
fucking
can of beans that you
waterfall.
get,
And her
the
saying,
easiest thing
"Please
on the
make it
planet 'cause
stop,"
it's
and him
already
just
cooked.
rubbing soap
All
on
you
his
need to
face,
do is
saying,
warm this
"Shh,
up, and you're ready
it'll be
to go.
okay."
I just noticed that he's wearing the apron with his own goddamn face on it. Holy shit!
I noticed that too.
The other plumber is for
Christ.
someone like me.
What an egomaniac!
Obviously, this can of baked beans is way too much for one person, but I live alone, so
Yes,
Yeah,
if I invite
right.
someone over
Yeah.
to have dinner with,
Too
I have
much.
way too many beans. I'm gonna eat
the only
some,
time
and
you've
I'm
ever
gonna end
said
up getting
that.
rid of the rest.
Fucking bozo.
God, can you imagine what that house smells like with this fucker eating hot dogs and beans all day?
Oh, dude.
Our lid is stuck, so
Oh
we have to
my
be super
God.
careful because the lid is
It'd
so
be
sharp.
disorienting.
Like, there's nowhere to escape.
Nauseous.
We've got bacon grease in the toilet and his farting
All the beans
nonstop.
out of there. It's fine.
and that's a small apartment that he's in too. So yeah, that would be a death sentence.
all set.
I bet if you lit a match in there, it would probably
And like I said, the easy thing about this is no instructions needed. All you're literally gonna do, you put them in a pot like so.
Maybe
you cover
Panda
the
Lee can
pot,
whittle him
make sure
like
that the
a
beans are an even level and they're not
soap
gonna be
anal
one
plug.
twelfth
So when he
of the
has
beans
too
in
many
the middle,
beans, it freshens up that scent for the house.
It's disgusting.
and you're just gonna wait for it to your liking to heat up. Maybe you like them steaming hot, maybe you don't. Maybe you just like them lukewarm. That's completely up to you.
So he's literally trying to like present this as a cooking, like a tutorial here for you.
Yeah. This is called Poorly Cooking with the King, which is the most apt description for a series he's ever said.
Put the beans into a pot and heat them to your liking.
Yeah.
If you're that inept that you would need this video, that's the type of direction you need. So you're liking
so they're
as much
kind
as you
of
want.
thawed out, but not completely. So I do want to toast them a little bit before I put my hot dogs on them. So
He's gonna put them on a panini press.
we're gonna go ahead and get this going.
Of course,
Before you
that's
fry
the way
anything,
you
I told
eat.
you, turn
I
on
mean, if you're gonna have lukewarm beans, sounds delicious, right? You're gonna want that hot dog on a panini press.
Have a smoke alarm go off, which is happening.
Can you imagine that this was popular? That people like this from his fan base?
I'm not sure who would like this.
Cut them open.
I would
Do
assume
you think the
kids.
reason? Do you think Phil is so controlling? The reason he has his own face on his cooking apron is for when Panda Lee gives him a blowjob, she has to look at him eye level.
Why does he open it like that?
Gas oven. Do not ever put your hand like that.
I'm pretty sure Panda Lee wears a blindfold if she has to do that.
Don't ever put your hand on the burner.
2 hot dogs.
Thanks, Phil.
Now,
Look at him try to act like this fat fuck doesn't eat that whole pack.
Yeah.
2 hot dogs, half a can of beans. Who are you kidding?
you have to be small incisions.
He kept the
okay?
pan going
Diagonal
after he
incision across the
finished.
top of the
He
dog.
ate it raw.
Don't
He
go
doesn't
too
care.
deep.
He'll shove anything
Your
down.
hot dog's gonna pull apart when you're cooking it.
Why do you think he has that
And it's
blender? It takes too much
basically
time to
not like a hot
chew.
dog anymore.
Just made a hot dog
So
shake.
that's that. We're gonna let that sit there.
Just to smoothie
Start
that
to fry
stuff,
for
yeah.
a little bit.
Fucking
No
IV of
big
fat
deal.
right in his goddamn veins.
I'm gonna wash off a couple
You didn't
things
wash
so
your
you'll have
hands.
the chance.
Okay.
Grab my towel from over here and dry this off.
Very professional.
Very.
Yeah, I know,
All
right?
I'm gonna do very
Made
simply
money
is
off
hot
this shit.
dog.
This is like one of the first videos where he like
It's your
actually got
choice.
money
I've
off
seen
this
people do
shit.
different things. Some people will say, "Oh, I don't want to leave that in the original packaging," and they'll completely wrap these 6 hot dogs in new plastic.
How has he not
wrap
burned his whole
and
apartment
wrap
down
it in
by
foil
now?
and put it in the fridge. Me, I
Oh,
do
give it
simple
time.
things. It's called a
Give it
freezer
time.
bag. You put the damn thing in the
That's
freezer
why it's
bag.
Leanna.
Yeah, so that he doesn't burn the house down.
One reason.
You know, I'm not a perfectionist.
I'm not a
Put it
perfectionist.
in the freezer bag. You basically fold it. You push it so that you make sure most of the air is out of the bag. I always buy the
Definitely
Ziploc
aren't
bags.
with
Those
how
are
you
the
play
easiest
video
ones.
games, that's for sure.
Holy shit.
Voila, and I toss that back in the fridge or in the freezer. And
You know, in
refreeze
case
for
anybody
next
was too
time you want
fucking
to use
retarded to know how a Ziploc bag works.
it.
I'm glad he dedicated
Now,
a minute of his fucking video to that. That's
key
really
to
helpful.
frying a hot dog is to not cook it on one
Can't
side
wait until
the
he
entire
learns
time.
the magic
What
of
happens
aluminum
is,
foil.
as you
I
cook,
seriously hope
motherfucker
this
is
isn't.
sizzling
I
under
seriously
the
hope this is the
You'll start to
afternoon,
see
because if he's
actually
doing
zoom
this
in
at
there.
6 o'clock in the morning,
The juices are starting to
There's
sizzle.
no time for him.
If you
It's just
overcook
whatever.
one
He doesn't
side,
fucking
that's
care.
how when you
I
see
I
those
love
hot
though
dogs
how
with
he's
the
acting
bubbly
like
skin,
his mastery
and
of
you get those
fire
hot dogs
deserves a
with the
6-minute
crunchy
video.
skin, the
You're
burnt
heating
skin,
up
that's
hot
why it's
dogs.
like
What
that, 'cause
more
you
is
put
there
too
to
much
do?
on one side. Some
There
people
really
actually like
isn't.
that. I know people who actually go for crunchy skin on hot dogs, and I do not. I'm sorry. I like a nice, plump,
As a caveman,
juicy,
this is very
tender-looking
interesting.
hot dog with maybe, you know, some
He likes a
grill
nice,
marks here or
juicy,
there,
tender-looking
maybe
hot
a
dog,
little bit
folks.
of burning
I don't
on
know
the
about you
side.
guys, but I like to
it.
boil my hot dogs, not cook them on a pan.
My grill is almost warmed up. I'm gonna wait for that light on the
better
right
that
hand
way?
side to turn blue, and then I know that it's fully heated up. Then I'm gonna toss my buns on there.
And Moogle is the resident chef.
Extremely simple.
What the fuck? Did he
Another
just
thing I'm
fart?
hoping that I can teach some people how to cook the simplest meals. You know, bacon,
I heard
egg,
that
and cheese,
shit.
a quick scrambled egg.
I didn't even see that
how to
until
do a
now.
hot dog. You know, a burger. So you know,
He's
these
probably
are the things
eating
that no
beans
one
off
teaches
camera.
you if
That's
you
what-
know, if you don't have time,
that's-
if you don't have someone
that
sitting
is.
at home cooking.
He's
How are you gonna
he's
learn these
taking
things?
bites out of the pot.
Just with his bare hand. He doesn't care. He'll just wipe it on Panda later.
Now, what I'm actually gonna do, put it down this way.
Well, hey, I mean, she'll use her soap to clean that right up.
And I'm gonna let it sit like that for a second so it starts to grill. Then I'm probably gonna just press it for a very short amount of time. Now, as you see, our hot dogs are now bubbling. We need to flip them again.
Those
That's
are looking
the sign.
fantastic.
You just keep rolling them around.
Motherfucking
Just
hot
make sure they're not
dogs.
cooking on one
Hot
side
dogs.
for
Yeah,
too
he
long.
made a video of this.
And yes, they will fight with you. You will find that the hot
I mean, like
dogs will
13
to
of these
roll themselves
motherfuckers, and they're
around.
shitty.
That's actually
They're
happening.
just as bad as
They
this.
start moving
They will
themselves
fight
in the
you.
pan. And you have to fight to make sure it doesn't keep landing on the same side, or else you're going to end up with.
This is the only fight he's ever been in.
Yeah,
I have
he's
to.
losing.
I have to agree with you, Ghost Dragon. He does need hairnets on his arms.
There it goes. He's losing the fight.
Those beans are probably almost ready.
I never thought about that until now. He really does need a fucking hairnet for his arms.
Hey, he's got like caveman arms. Looks like Far Cry Primal's view of field of vision.
Oh, ain't no wonder he's rage quit for Cray Primal then.
Turn that heat off.
Jesus, man.
No, that's not actually a ladle. That's just a spoon he uses to eat. That's his portion control.
Cereal spoon.
Yeah. That's the mini spoon.
Yeah.
I'm
the
not
small
gonna
spoon.
eat all these beans. There's no way on the plan I'm
He
No,
would be
so I'm
the
gonna put
little
all
spoon.
of them in the bowl.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, that's the appetizer.
He's self-conscious about it. I'm not gonna eat all these. I promise.
He really is. I bet he does this.
That
every
is a-
video, doesn't he?
I'm not gonna eat all of these on camera.
That is a big ass fucking bowl.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Even my bowls aren't even that big.
We're gonna flip our hot dogs in a second, but what I'm gonna do now with our buns, as you can see, we're starting to grill nicely.
Wow.
Look at that, we got beautiful grill
That
marks.
is not nicely.
We're gonna go ahead and
No.
flip them like that. Those buns are
Fucking
toasting
completely
very nicely.
uneven. They're like
Now we're gonna
completely
go ahead
different from
here,
each other.
Flip our hot dogs again. They're probably already bubbling
Okay,
up
I'll
on
just
that
steam
side.
the
As you can
buns.
see, they start to curve.
I just still
When
can't
you cut
believe
the
he
hot
put this
dogs,
on the
you
internet,
separate
like-
itself. That's good. That means that
Thought
you did the
people would
right
like
thing.
this
It's
shit.
not gonna burst
Like
while
every
you put
time,
the thing
every
in.
time I imagine Phil cooking, it's always that image of Homer, you know, pouring the bowl of cornflakes and it suddenly lights on fire.
So that way it's not gonna
Could you
be-
imagine watching this when you're hungry? You wouldn't even be hungry anymore after watching it.
I'm not.
All right. Well, here comes our copyright strike on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay then.
So our big
Wow.
Make sure to. I'm gonna make sure to kill the audio on that before we upload this.
The bowl's probably steaming hot. You put them on for one bowl like I did. I'm gonna say that our buns are probably nice and toasted at this point.
Ugh. Those look burned.
Oh, they are. They're perfect. Perfect.
They're
They're
perfect.
perfect.
They're nothing alike.
Off, let it cool down.
They're perfect. Look at that one has
What?
no grill marks on it whatsoever on the other side.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
And we're almost done.
If you, this is the thing that really gets to me. Like, if you are of the age where you would need this video, you wouldn't be allowed to use the stove. Your parents would not allow you to use the stove.
You want to try to keep the hot dogs near the center of the
Like, I can't
pan.
imagine
See,
some
remember I told you
20-year-old
they're gonna start rolling themselves.
watching
If
this
they
and be like,
cut-
oh, I
if they
see,
get
this
cut
is how you do
put
it.
on one particular area and they
Yeah,
want to stay on that
this
area
is
now,
not going
so
to be
that
used
means
by
we're
anybody.
almost done.
Maybe like 80-year-olds with Alzheimer's
But yeah,
might
I'm trying
watch
to
this
keep it
because
in
they
the
forgot
middle
how to
so
cook a
you
fucking
cook them
hot
on the
dog,
outside, what you
and they'd
gotta
still
find
do a
is
better job.
They're not going to heat up enough, and they're going to take a while to cook.
You overcooked the hot dog.
Yeah, it's like bubbling white on one side.
We're going to do...
Yeah, I would not eat this.
And we're going to do spicy mayo.
Oh, spicy mayo.
Because let's face it, spicy mayo
He
is
made
the
this
only
on
mayo you should
his
ever put
Saucy
on a hot
Sunday,
dog.
didn't he?
That's
I don't
right.
understand these people that put yellow mayo on a hot dog.
709. That's the
Yellow
time.
mayo.
Man, sorry.
What, do you mean mustard?
Wait, hold the phone. Is this microwave time more different than the one on his stove?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Fuck.
What's he putting ketchup on the buns?
That's a lot of ketchup.
That is, dude.
Christ,
Look
on,
at the one.
on the one.
Christ.
It's pretty raunchy.
Alright, that's one side. Time to do the other one.
You're looking good. You're looking plump and juicy.
I know people that think it is sacrilege to put
Go ahead
ketchup
and
on a hot
deliver it
dog.
straight to the bun.
Like
What?
they are
Really?
adamant
It's a
about it.
little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, there are people that are adamant about that.
Very
Hot
quick,
dog
you're gonna
Nazis.
heat right off, so that way you don't accidentally keep the stove on.
All right,
Nice spicy
so we made it,
mustard.
ladies and
There you
gentlemen.
go.
He is officially made hot dogs. Look at that.
Congrats, Phil.
Wow.
This is
That's a
incredible.
lot
This
of fucking
drizzled
mustard.
the
Oh
fucking
my
shit
god.
all of it.
Oh, and it
No.
goes up with it.
A little squirted.
A little
I can't
squirter
even eat a
there.
hot
That's
dog with
not
that
the
much
end.
mustard on it.
No. What do you have? A hot
Juicy,
dog.
hot, ready to eat.
What a
I'm
sad
serious.
little beer.
I bet he does this in every video. I'm not going to eat all of it. Oh, that's too much for me. I bet if you looked at every cooking video, he says that about everything he cooks. He probably gets really weight conscious when he's cooking.
Before they cool down.
Probably
About a
did that.
fourth of the meal.
That's it for
Probably did that with the fucking tuna salad with the mayonnaise. I'm not gonna eat all that. You're gonna eat
All
it
right.
anyway.
So there's that. What a sad little meal, though, when you really think about it in the abstract. He's a single guy. He goes over there and he's eating 2 hot dogs, just swimming in ketchup and mustard, and a bowl of beans.
Lukewarm beans. He didn't
Yeah.
even cook them really to heat. They were on the stove for like 3 minutes.
My God.
I remember that before he did YouTube, he was saying that all he did was scrounge up money from like the car seats in order to even get a McDouble.
Yeah, that sounds about right. He
Sounds
probably
like a
was
rough
dumpster
life.
diving for him.
So Phil has a very odd relationship with food, obviously. What we've noticed and what was sort of this recurring joke that we've had is whenever he does a DSP Tries It, our good friend Dragon Killer, you'd probably see him on Twitter as DSP Archives, but he would often find Phil hiding a burger somewhere. So he'll get, whatever burger it is, whatever's the new promotion at Wendy's or McDonald's, and he'll have one or two of them off to the side for later. And
So when you say later, do you mean the moment the camera goes off?
Well, later's very indescript. So it could be seconds, it could be minutes, it could be days. You never know. But I'm pretty sure he did not let them go cold. He probably has more consideration for the food than that. But so this was one of our favorite things for a while, is that he would have something laying off to the side and somebody would spot it out. And eventually he actually stopped putting them on camera and he started putting them like off to the counter somewhere else off camera and stuff like that. So that was something fun for a couple weeks that he would do.
Yeah, like I said, just watching that video, and I've seen a couple of his other cooking videos or montages of them. Yeah, he's really self-conscious about that. He must know that he comes off as just like I love that. You're right. When we're watching that, he's like, I'm not going to eat all of these, and then he pours them all into the bowl. Like, who are you kidding, man?
So let's see if we can get some other topics to riff off of. We've been getting just people just slamming us with all these different topics. So let's see, what can we get here? Here we go. Oh, here's a good one. If you could talk to Phil face to face, what would you say to him, and how do you think he would react to what you're saying? Submitted by Illy Master.
I just tell him he was a faggot. Keep it short and simple.
What do you think he'd say to that? What would his reaction be?
I don't know. After he clutches his heart from his fourth heart attack, probably be like, no.
You'd probably have to say it through the gate of his gated community, though, so you guys would have some bars of steel.
Gated community? Does the motherfucker live at the zoo? Like, what gated community does Phil live in? And that's more to protect the neighbors than it is to protect him.
Nice. Yeah, he actually, when he moved out to Renton, he refers to it constantly as Seattle, even though, people found his...
See, you misunderstood him. He didn't move to a city named Renton. He just said, I'm renting a place, because his poor ass can't buy a house.
I'm renting a house. Yeah, Renton, Washington. But, he moved into a nice gated community with, some other people. He accused the ex-residents of that place that they were running some illegal chop shop after he found their... So, most likely they collect license plates. A lot of people like to collect them for decoration or whatever else. He found a bunch of license plates in the garage, and he then made a vlog where he made like this huge mystery, like he's gonna crack the case and accuse them of running a chop shop.
How did that work out for him?
Well, it didn't get anywhere. It turned into like this recurring joke of Phil solving the mystery and Sherlock Holmes style photoshops. This was also the same video where he admitted to opening up their mail. He actually kind of aired out
I've seen that one. Yeah. He's breaking federal laws. That's brilliant.
He actually aired out some of their personal information, saying that they're in debt, and he opened up letters from different debt collectors and the IRS, and that they're in tax trouble and shit. Stuff that, you shouldn't actually say on camera that you have knowledge of, or that you opened the mail. But he, for some reason, he really has a distaste for the people who own the house before him.
I guess I don't know what to say. I just, I don't think Phil's capable of solving a mystery. Like, I'm trying to imagine him sneaking around to gather clues in his fucking stained white t-shirt and his face apron, trying to be all subtle about it. But how does a 400-pound man hide behind a bush? That's a mystery I'd like to solve.
No, I think it'd be more like Shaggy and Scooby, where he decides to hit the kitchen instead of actually look for clues.
Let me guess, is fucking Panda Lee Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Well, no, Panda Lee couldn't be Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo has appeal. People find Scooby-Doo funny.
Oh, wait, so Panda Lee would be Scrappy then.
Oh, yeah, Scrappy. That's a good one.
Scrappy.
Yeah, she should be Scrappy, too. Yeah.
See.
An annoying small bitch. Yeah, that's Panda Lee. You got it, Scrappy.
How's about... All right, here's a good one. Submitted by Anonymous. If a company had to sponsor Phil, who do you think would do it and why? Would they pay him to use a competitor's product to turn people off from that by association with him?
I don't know. There's got to be like an American Autism Institute. They'd probably use him as like a success on being able to live on their own without, completely burning the house down. Like if he could do it, so can you, kind of thing.
That's pretty good. I also like this idea that a competitor, they would have him use a competitor's product so that people would not want to use it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I like Powerade, delicious Powerade, and then people will go out and buy Gatorade if they see that video.
Yeah, but Phil's so goddamn stupid. He would do that and then be like, "This has been endorsed by," and then he'd name the company that paid him to do it.
That's true. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This is submitted by Anonymous again. I find it odd that whenever Phil has a go at a gaming company or other YouTubers, he's basically always describing himself to the T. But not once does he stop to think and realize that, hey, that sounds exactly what I'm doing or saying. Thoughts?
Well, I don't know really how many YouTubers he's gotten it into. I know, what was it, Alpha Omega Sin? He threw a bit of a tantrum about him, right?
Oh,
Yep.
yes, he did. It's a long video, so we might have time. Might not have time for that. But essentially, Alpha Omega Sin made a passing reference to him, saying that he's a type of person that complains at video games and might rage quit. Phil took this as just a complete damage to his character. Oh, I don't rage quit fighting games, yada yada, and went on this tirade about how if you say something about him, he's gonna fucking get his hands on you and he's gonna roast your fucking ass. And it ended up turning into a Twitter back and forth where Alpha Omega Sin was offering for them to have a charity boxing match, to which Phil heartily declined, and it didn't go anywhere, unfortunately. I mean, that would have been good. I mean, would you pay money? Would you tune in $69.99 on pay-per-view to watch Phil square up with somebody?
I'm not going to pay $70 for a minute's worth of entertainment. Alpha would drop his ass. It would be worse than you remember Uwe Boll in his boxing matches where he beat the shit out of people in like a minute. That's essentially what it would be. Alpha would walk out in his Golden Palace boxing shorts and just fucking pummel him, and it would be done with. No, I wouldn't pay $70 for a minute's worth of entertainment.
I don't know. I might take the hit and pay the $70, get the footage of it, re-upload it or something like that. It has to be seen by people. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity to see Phil not only be, on his feet and doing something physical, but also to actually, square up with somebody.
I like how somebody in your chat's like, New York Ripper's like, but Uwe Boll was a trained boxer though. Do you think it's going to make a difference? You could have a paraplegic show up in that ring, and Phil would still be out in under a minute. Like he would find a way to knock himself out. His fat ass would trip on his laces before he made it to the middle of the ring.
I just imagine Alpha Makeson just walking up to him, like tapping him on the forehead, and Phil just falls over, knocked out.
Yeah, there'd be nothing but the sound of a giant fart because this dumb motherfucker would eat a can of beans before the boxing match.
He'd get tired after one step. What are you talking about?
That's what Panda Lee's there for. She greases him down with the soap so he slides in the middle.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think that Phil would ever really square up with anybody. We actually had somebody on the podcast named Jaha who was a fighting game competitor. He went to the same tournament as Phil, and he actually confronted Phil based on some trash talk, stuff like that he was saying where he was out of line. And Phil backed down from that fight pretty much instantly. So, we don't have any sort of stories floating around about Phil actually getting into it with anybody.
Has anybody ever taken the time to, people must know where Phil grew up. There have got to be stories from him in junior high and high school getting his shit wrecked by people who just couldn't stand him. That has to be somewhere on social media out there.
It has to be.
He does talk about being from the mean streets of Connecticut.
Oh, those real tough white suburban neighborhoods. It's a tough motherfucker coming around.
Yeah. He grew up in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
What was he, part of the Mbop gang? Like he talked shit about Hanson and Bill's gonna throw down with you in the middle of the streets of Connecticut?
He is a big fan of Radiohead. He makes sure that people know that. That's the only band he's ever planted his flag on to say that he actually likes. So
Radiohead.
Oh boy.
But let's see what else we got here. More topics for Mister Metokur. Oh, I guess we'll transition into this. Jabman6961 says, "How did you find out about LowTierGod, aka the Black DSP?"
Fuck, I don't even know who it was. Oh, actually, I do know who it was. What is it? King of Pole tweeted me something with. He said something to the effect of, he said something to Blackside Phil, right? And he responded with, basically, "I'm going to kill you. Or I'm going to hunt you down and kick your ass." And all I said in response to that was, I read that, and then I typed out, laugh out loud. That was it. And Blackside Phil got very angry with me. He was like, "I'm going to do it to you too." And so that's when I proceeded to make him my bitch for 2 days in a row. I rode that motherfucker hard, to the point where he protected his fucking social media accounts, blocked me on everything, and ran to Twitch. And then when we went to Twitch to fuck with him, he shut down his Twitch. He fucking shut down the chat room. He turned off his webcam. He turned off his audio, and then he just disappeared. Blackside Phil is a huge bitch. I just want to reiterate that so people are very clear on it.
Oh, that is beautiful. I had no idea. I did not know this was going on. So
yeah, I didn't even know he did that either.
He basically just walled himself off from you guys.
Are you kidding? Oh, Blackside Phil is my bitch. Anybody wants to tell him that, feel free to tell him that. He's my bitch. He's my property. I own him. He can't take the banter. He fucking wilts under banter. He fucking folds under it. I was making all sorts of shit, like wanted posters, with a description of a rage quitting black male. Put up milk cartons because his ass is never found in the winner's bracket, with like a missing photo. Just shit like that, just fucking having fun with him. Maybe like 30, 40 tweets and a couple comments on Twitch, and he fucking collapsed under that. From what I understand, his girlfriend has left him now. And I think that's partially responsible. I think I'm partially responsible. I'm going to claim credit for that.
Oh, shit.
Because I got him to go on a tirade on his Twitch stream where I swear to God, he spent 2 minutes going, "African warriors, BBC Gene, Rhino dick."
Yep.
And she's in the back nodding her head like, "I'm dating this motherfucker?" So they're broken up. So not only did I make Blackside Phil my bitch and drive him off social media for like fucking 3 or 4 days, I made his girlfriend leave him too. So I own that motherfucker.
I am so far behind. Now, I saw that video. I saw the BBC Logic video that he put up on his channel, the rant about the BBC, and I'll go ahead and be that, and all that kind of stuff.
I'll be that monkey.
Yeah. I saw. I had no idea that's what spurred that on. That's incredible.
Yeah. That was probably a real bad couple of days for him. For me, it was just the Tuesday. I wrecked his shit, and there was nothing to me. So I really want him to be. I want to be clear with him on this. If anybody ever brings it up to him, just please remind him that he is my bitch and that I own him.
I think that's hashtag worthy. And there's over 700 people here. I'm sure that this is gonna pick up some steam. I'm.
You know what? Maybe. Well, see, this is the problem with dating. If I wasn't dating right now myself, I'd go fuck his ex-girlfriend. That would be the top tier thing for me to do. And then I'd tweet a picture of him banging her ass with the hashtag "get fucked on."
Oh my god. Hey, if she's listening, I forgot what her name is, Lena, right? Something Love Lena or something is her Twitter. Lena, if you're listening, unfortunately, Mr. Metokur is taken, but there are a number of fine suitors here. We would be more than happy to do that for him.
I mean, her prospects are looking up. She'll be able to date a guy that doesn't smell like BO and ball sweat because he sits on his ass for 8 hours a day losing at Street Fighter. So anybody she dates after him is going to be a fucking step up for her.
And if you're using some fine soap from the Black Currant, you will smell fantastic. But no, that's incredible. Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of people in the DSP community, whatever you want to call it, they do tend to gravitate towards LowTierGod too, because he is almost an exaggeration of Phil in a weird way. Like, Phil's stuff is, I don't want to say that it is sort of minute. I don't want to say that it's a little bit subtle, because it's not subtle, but with Phil, it's more like an accumulation of bullshit, right? But with LowTierGod, it is just you just get like blasted with ignorance and vitriol and.
See, people keep saying Metokur has no chill. I don't need to have chill when I'm icing motherfuckers like I am Blackside Phil. Okay, you don't need chill when you do that. So I'm good. I'm sitting pretty here.
We should try to get him sometime. We should try to get LowTierGod. Maybe we'll sneak you on, and you guys can have a little tete-a-tete. But it just seems like with LowTierGod, people tend to gravitate towards him, and it's incredible because he really has. I mean, LowTierGod is so obscure even compared to Darkside Phil, right? So.
First, you're referring to him wrong. It's not LowTierGod. It's Blackside Phil.
My mistake.
That's what fucks him up the most. When he went on his rant about having the BBC gene, by the way, he did this for no reason. People were in the chat saying shit like, online lag, I'm pressing button, online combos, and calling him Blackside Phil because he says that shit. He says the exact same things DSP does when he loses at video games. They were saying this to him in the chat on Twitch, and he lost his fucking shit for 2.5 minutes straight. And he was doing, like he stopped playing the game and started talking about how big his dick was. So he got so ass hurt from people telling him he was shit at video games, he went straight to my dick.
Would you be interested to watch that with us?
Yeah, the video should be up on YouTube.
Yeah, I just got sent it by one of my good friends. Let me see if I can.
Every time like we bring up LowTierGod, like LowTierGod's brought up, though, I always hear like he gets offended by being called the Black DSP. Is he getting offended because he's being called DSP or?
Oh no, he's getting offended because you call him black. That's the other fucked up thing. There's a video up on YouTube, right, where he's like, I hate racism. You're all racist. You're all racist for talking shit to me. He has a video up where he defines what a coon is, and he's like, saying somebody's a coon isn't racist because they're just a stereotype. They're a living stereotype. Well, if that's true, right, if Blackside Phil really believes that, then Blackside Phil's a coon. Because he spent 2.5 minutes talking about my dick. He went on and on talking about the BBC and being a living fucking stereotype. So by his own logic, he is a coon.
We're going to check this out. Also, I don't know if you've been given this screen cap. This is an episode that he had on his Facebook where he got into it with, I believe, his sister or a friend. Now, I'm not as familiar with this situation, the Facebook antics. I just sort of see him on Twitter and on YouTube.
One sec. Yeah, I know ex hominid what coon is, but he was trying to trying to fucking spin it, where he's like, coon. He actually said coon isn't racist. It's just referring to a certain type of black person. So he doesn't think coon is racist, but if you call him black, he loses his shit and he says that's racist. He's fucking insane.
It's funny because that's exactly what we have here in this screen cap. Moogle, would you be willing to put this on the screen for our fine viewers at home?
Yeah, sure thing.
So what this is an episode from his Facebook page. Again, I'm not exactly sure if this is from his sister. It references his sister. I don't know if she's talking in the third person or if she's a friend who knows of their situation. But she basically puts him on blast for this original post at the top is from him talking about his family's butthurt off of posts of yours and that, I'm trying to go to school and all this kind of stuff and using that language, but he gets a response, a fairly well-reasoned response about, what his problems are, why he needs to stop blaming people. And his response, "You're dead to me, coon. See how messy you are? Focus on getting the GED before you address me again, before I blast your black, bitter, chicken-headed ass in this post." This is the type of vitriol that you get from him. So it's really interesting to hear him get so defensive about racial terms, racial issues, when he is the first person to weaponize them in this sort of way.
I just like the fact that no matter what he says, no matter what he retreats to, right? The reason I mock him is because he's a fucking whiny bitch and shit at video games. And that's what gets him the most ass hurt. And this whole deflection about race is his way of trying to get around it. He does that to pretty much anybody that gives him shit. So unless you present yourself as a black person, he'll still find a way. He'll call you a coon. He can't handle criticism. Blackside Phil fucking wilts under it. But yeah, he'll turn around and scream whatever the fuck he wants to scream. But he's a bitch. He's my bitch.
Fair enough. Do we all have the InstaSync link? Do we want to check out this this fantastic clip from the one and only LowTierGod. Now, you know what? Before I check this out, I feel like there was one where they took his face cam and made it bigger.
Oh, this is I think this is the good one because you'll see they broke up 2 days after this, by the way. You'll see her reaction when he turns around at the end of the video and he's like, "Hey, baby, you want to hang out?" And she's like, "No." Ooh. And you can just tell it went to shit from there. And he's like, "Don't embarrass me on camera." She's, "Get away from me."
Damn. All right, let's do it. Mughal, have you got the instant prepared?
Yes, I do. I've already had it prepared.
Are you fine gentlemen here?
Yep.
Yes, I do.
Yep.
Let's do it.
People that got animosity against black guys because their dicks are bigger than them. These are guys that are jealous because they don't possess BBC. They don't.
I've never heard his voice before, but it sounds really faggy.
These black men out here, keep getting jealous. Keep getting jealous while your wife asks for cuckolds. While your girlfriend
asks for cuckolds.
You know, Axe body spray.
African warriors with these huge
African warriors.
Pipe them down to the point where they could feel
each and every last immediately. Look at her.
Their pussies getting vibrated and thrusted until the orgasm just spews out. Keep saying
what the
nigger.
fuck?
Keep saying
what is he going on about?
Yo, what the fuck?
She is embarrassed.
You love it. You love this shit.
Crying.
I'll be that monkey.
Any self-respecting person would be jealous.
I'll be that monkey. With the BBC. Enjoy it. Have your woman take this dick. She's imagining a huge black cock. That's why do you think your bitches get huge dildos? Because you guys don't possess the BBC gene.
Yeah, she's texting her side dude right now.
BBC
can you turn the audio up a little bit? They're saying they're having a hard time hearing it.
African cocks.
Will do.
Rhino dicks.
Well, the clip's almost
That's
over
why you
already.
guys like saying nigger so much. I get it.
Wow.
Now, I feel like there was a longer clip than that. Let me see if I can find this, because there was a much longer clip than that.
The following
yeah, there is, because like I said, at the very end of this, he'll turn around to his girlfriend and be like, "Hey, baby, you want to watch him?" And she's like, "No, get away from me." He's like, "Come on, come on." And he's trying to keep it real subtle. The best part about that is he's trying to speak real low because he knows at the time 1,200 people were watching. He had an audience of 300 people, and when I went and rated his shitty little Twitch stream, there were about 1,300 or 1,400 in there. So he was flipping his shit because he thought they were all bots, but it was just people there making fun of his god-awful gameplay.
Honestly, I have to wonder how many people, how much did he have to pay to get her as his girlfriend, that's all.
Well, he's going on about how big his dick is and how great his loving is. It must not be that good if she left his ass 2 days later.
I'm trying to find this. If somebody can whisper me the link, or if anyone in here can find it. I'm trying to find. I know I watched it. Somebody linked me to it. And I saw it was basically they blew up his camera, so it was almost full screen. Let's see, it would have had to been within the last few days. Let's see, LowTierGod. Like I said, if anyone has that.
I want somebody to make a fucking Black Side Phil shirt that just says African Warriors and Rhino Cock. Because I would wear that to a fucking fighting game convention.
Let's see. Does anyone in the chat have that for us? Like I said, I'm going to look on my YouTube history because it was beautiful. It was full screen. It was face cam. And he might have taken it down. That's the other thing, too. LowTierGod is known to take down videos, issue copyright strikes for videos about him. So it might have already been taken down.
Well, that's why I've been putting up videos on alt accounts of, I took that fart guy's fucking audio and I'm overlaying it with his face to see how long it takes for him to pull those videos down, where it's like, I'm a black male that wants to get into white male fart porn. So I want to see how long it takes him to get pissed off with that and start flagging them.
Oh, man, when I watched that video, I actually thought that was his voice, so I thought he sounded like Mike Tyson or something. I never heard him previously.
That account is fucking amazing. But yeah, he gets real ass hurt. He'll pull shit down. I've heard that from a couple of people.
Oh god, these comments on that video that we just watched are fucking priceless. Someone says under the
here it
empty
is. I
hero.
found it.
Oh, okay.
I found it. The BBC Logic is the name of the video. So it doesn't have any identifiers of LowTierGod, but luckily it was in my history, and I believe it is still live.
Has been paid for by the.
That's the wrong one. There it is.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Oh wait, no, actually that is his video, but I think he included more footage of it. So let's check this out.
Can you resync it? Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
It's at 4 seconds for me.
Oh, really? I didn't know he did this video.
Yeah, this is basically the feed of it.
God damn it.
Got a bunch of people that got animosity against black guys because their dicks are bigger than them. These are guys that are jealous because they don't possess PVC. They don't possess that God.
Honestly, like when you look at Black Side Phil's girlfriend and everything, it makes me wonder, like, what about Panda Lee? Do you think that she's on, thinking the same things, like, don't talk to me, don't touch me, everything?
African warriors with these huge BBCs that could pipe them down to the point where they could feel each and every last spectacle of their pussies getting vibrated and thrusted until the orgasm just spews out. Keep saying
this is
nigga.
even worse
Keep
hearing
saying
it a
black.
second time.
Come on, you cuckolds.
I just
you
like to
love
point
it.
out this is a guy that lost.
You love
to
this shit.
Doogie
I'll
Howser
be
at
that
me.
monkey.
Have you seen that video with Viscant?
I'll be that
he
monkey.
shit talks
Yup.
and
With
says
the
to his
BBC.
face, "You're gonna remember the
Enjoy
taste of my
it.
dick in your mouth." And he doesn't do shit.
Have
He's
your
always talking
woman
about he's
take
gonna
this
fight people,
dick.
and he didn't do shit.
She's imagining a huge black
I
cock.
actually
That's why
have
do you
that
think, why do you
in my
think your
history, too,
bitches
if you are
get
interested.
huge dildos? Because you guys don't
This is a
possess
2-minute
the
clip.
BBC gene.
Let's do it.
That's why you're upset. No
Sounds
BBC equals anger. You're upset. You're mad at these African cocks, these rhino dicks. That's why you guys like saying nigger so much. I get it.
What a little F. Alright, let's see this. Here we go.
I saw the shit live when it happened. It was fucking beautiful.
Holy shit.
Oh, and this is old.
Yeah, this was last 2 years ago, I think.
Tell us a little bit
Oh,
about
God, Vine,
what
you're
the
loud
hell
as
is going
shit.
on here, man.
First
Holy
off, I
fuck.
played this has-been online with his dad jeans. Played him online.
What happened?
We did a... he
Oh,
played my
nothing.
2-week-old rolling
The
song.
announcer,
Vine,
he was
yeah,
just kinda
Vine's
loud.
audio is
5-4,
really
5-3.
loud.
And then he wanted to keep playing.
mine
It was a
just,
set,
like,
an original
completely
set is
stopped.
first to 5, right?
Mine, like,
That's
muted
what
out of
sets are,
nowhere.
correct? He wanted to keep playing. I said, fuck it. You know what? I'm going to keep playing this dude's Blanca. Okay, the final score 20-6, but it was a troll session. Original score 5-3. So I went on Twitter, called this guy out, called him a has-been, called him a rape face, Charles Manson, anything you could think of. This dude looks like a fucking zombie out of The Walking Dead. Then he comes here dressed like he got his outfit out of fucking Target. So, as simple as that, I made a video. The first guy I could think of on why gamers were single was Viscant. This dude looks like he lives in his basement. He looks like he never gets sun. He could possibly be So
Wow.
after that, he goes on Twitter. He starts e-thugging. You don't know me.
Average
As simple as
teenager
that.
insults
You can
coming
call me a
from
bitch
Low-Tier
online
God.
all you want, but in real life, this isn't a fucking game. As simple as that.
It's not a game.
Say it to my face right now.
Oh.
Oh,
Say it to my
shit.
face.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little too high. And that's it. And that's it. AJ is popping off. He is popping off right now.
Ooh, give him a little bit of.
And look, I got one more thing to say. I love this. So, there's going to come a point when you forget about what happened, and you're going to want to come back at me. And you're going to want to wash the taste of my dick out of your mouth.
Now the funeral is over.
Thug life.
I like that guy in the top left corner with that fucking smile.
There's a lot of people freaking giving out goofy smiles during
Oh
this.
god, that's great.
Now, there's some background to this. I was actually, to prep for this, I was looking at his ED article and just sort of looking up some stuff. But there is actually a good amount of background to this. So essentially what happened here, let me find this now. There it is. So essentially they went back and forth for a while, and he ran into him on the, so here it is. Back in July 2014, he was online with Viscant, and he won. And then he talked a bunch of trash, and Viscant challenged him to play some more. He ended up beating him 20-6. Afterwards, he sort of went on Twitter about this, tried to come after him for being a drug addict, accusing him of that kind of stuff. And eventually, they had this match, which was a best of 10. Viscant won 10-6, despite the fact that he really didn't play that much, and that was that.
I mean, I think it's that and Blackside Phil's single gamer video that pretty much killed him. Like having Doogie Howser shit talk you like that to your face at a fucking tournament filled with people after you rode his ass, and he didn't do anything. That's the thing. Blackside Phil will repeatedly, if you go and shit talk him on Twitter or any of his social media, he will immediately say, "I'm going to beat you up and I'll fight you." But here he had some 4-foot tall little white guy from the Gap tell him, "You've got the taste of my dick in your mouth," and he didn't do a fucking thing. He stood there like a bitch and took it from Doogie, and Doogie handed him his ass. And I think that's the moment where everything went sort of downhill for Blackside Phil.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, anyone that knows him knows of basically how much of a joke he is. I don't think that there are many people that take him seriously. And that's why it is interesting to see that there are a lot of people that sort of start with the Phil antics and then they find out about LowTierGod and they become gravitated towards him because there is just this it's like Phil turned up a bit, you know, this persona that he puts on. Now, I got to ask you, you know, you've dealt with him for a little while now. Do you think that this is a persona, or do you think that this is real? Do you think that this is really how he is?
I don't buy any of that persona shit. I hear that so much from people online. It's a persona. It's an act. No, it's you. It's you doing it. I have yet to meet anybody really that's doing a persona. You know, Spoonie One, that's really Noah Antweiler. Darkside Phil, that's really Phil. You know, this whole it's just an act shit. I don't buy that at all. Maybe one or two people, the odd person, the outlier, maybe really is a persona, but I don't buy it from him. I don't buy it from a lot of people. I think it's legitimately how he is.
See, now me, I don't think that it's specifically a persona with some people. I think that there are they just exaggerate bits of their personality a bit. They put on a bit more for the camera, for the stream, etc. So, but I completely see where you're coming from. I just think that there is a little bit, and this is my opinion, I think that it's even a little bit more scummy to exaggerate yourself even more, to present yourself in that way for attention, the way that Blackside Phil does it, you know?
Yeah, I see somebody brought Jim cucking Sterling up. You know, after seeing his wife, the Tumblr whale, it's very understandable why Jim Sterling is the way Jim Sterling is. Like, have you seen his wife? Have you seen what she looks like?
Oh my God, yeah, I can look it up just to refresh my memory, although I don't know if I want to.
Just Google search Orca, and you should find a picture of her.
There she is.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm really afraid to look right now, because I don't know what I'm getting myself into.
But yeah, the whole persona thing, I don't buy it at all. And if you're putting a persona on, that's really gay. I'll be honest. But there's no point. It's the fucking internet. Nobody knows you. What the fuck does it matter? You should be you. You know what I mean? I don't get it.
You monster. All right, so I did look up Jim Sterling's wife, and I'm actually also seeing a picture where they sort of accuse they say that that's just Jim Sterling dressed up like that.
It does. It looks like it's like a real life Adam Sandler movie. It's like playing Twister with his sister.
It's the Clumps. It's Eddie Murphy.
Put a picture of her up for the stream. I want them to see what this thing looks like.
Oh no, Moogle. I guess you're gonna have to. I guess you're gonna have to present that to people. Here's one where she's very much covered up. So maybe that'll be.
Yeah, she's got a tarp on, so it should be good.
She's got a tarp on. She's laying on a very large sheep.
Beach.
So. Yeah. Oh my goodness!
I'm
really afraid to do it because I don't want to.
Before I get any shit from people like, I like Jim Sterling. I don't. When Movie Bob tried to get a 17-year-old kid arrested because he disliked his YouTube video, by the way, he tried to do that. Movie Bob and Jim Sterling talked about it, and Jim Sterling was in agreement that maybe they should contact the UK government for hate speech. So fuck Jim Sterling and fuck Movie Bob.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it, Moogle.
Yeah, Movie Bob's fucking weird.
She's got the female fedora, those glasses. I swear to God, it's like an SJW. I don't understand what it is. They all wear those glasses.
The female fedora. That's beautiful. I'm gonna have to steal that, man. The female fedora. Now, Loop, obviously you being a fedora connoisseur, do you agree with that?
Well, female fedora is automatically fucking worse than that chick's. At least I don't fucking brag about it. It's ironic, and that's it.
But yeah, man. Back to the comparison between Phil and LowTierGod. What do you think if they would ever meet? Do you think that they would instantly hit it off? Do you think that they would, see how disgusting each other they each are? What do you think would happen if these two forces of nature were to combine?
An argument between those two dumb fucks would be like them yelling in a mirror. Like anything they said to the other person really is just them yelling at their own reflection. I think Phil is probably too retarded not to say something that's going to set Blackside Phil off. And I think that Blackside Phil probably would throw a punch at Whiteside Phil. That's my guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I think they've interacted before. I really think that...
They have. They once fought each other in what was it? Street Fighter 4?
Did they?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think LowTierGod won.
Really?
No, that's not what I remember. I remember LTG wanted to run a set with Phil, but Phil bitched out.
No, this was before that.
No, I remember.
I did not
too,
hear anything about that.
I remember on Twitter there was a big thing about LowTierGod beating Phil.
Let's see if the YouTubes has our back on this one. LowTierGod DSP. Allegedly LowTierGod. Here's a video that says that it's allegedly LowTierGod. Whose perspective is this from? This is from Phil's perspective, and the username is Dalawan Sparrow. Interesting.
Yeah,
I think that's him.
That's his name. So.
All right, I
have the
we should
InstaSync.
this.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
have the InstaSync open already.
Let's do it. You guys all got the link?
Yep. Yeah, I have it.
Let's see what happens when DSP meets Black DSP.
Has the video started yet?
It looks like it's having a problem here.
It hasn't started
One
for
second
me.
here.
Let me refresh.
There we go. Should be starting right now.
Yeah, there we go.
No, it hasn't started for me.
That's not the
Oh
right
no,
one.
wait, that's not the right one.
Oh, there we
Okay,
go.
There we go.
For some reason, InstaSync always wants to go back to the first video. There it goes.
There we go. Now
Yeah,
we're on.
InstaSync tries to go to the top of the playlist every time, so I'm gonna get rid of these other videos.
Well, yeah. Okay, wait. Is Blackside Phil? Is he playing Rolento? Because that probably is him then.
Who's this? I don't know
Yes,
who's next.
it looks like it.
Okay.
Let me have a look here.
I think that's one of his usernames too, Delan Sparrow. So
Yeah,
it is him.
Yeah, that's definitely one of his aliases.
Pick.
Training stage.
Oh
Yep,
god.
that's him.
Yep.
Another Rolento means another match I'm gonna get effing bodied, dude. Every fucking match with Rolento I get bodied now. It never fails.
Shit.
It's the battle of the century. Fight!
It's actually scary.
First
I didn't even know this even happened.
That beat the fucking psycho clutch.
Beat the fucking psycho.
There we go.
Yeah, please let us know in the chat how that is. Balance.
I tried.
The funny thing is, I know Low Tier hates fucking charge characters. He always talks shit about them.
Yes, he does. He also hates Shoto characters. He thinks that charge characters are like the dumbest and easiest to play as, and the Shoto characters are the cheapest. So I'm not sure exactly what character he likes then, because that's
Crazy, 'cause
basically
all
you're a
those
charge
normals do each other
character
to giant
or you're a quarter circle character. So I'm not sure what he likes.
He likes Zangief.
Oh, full circle characters.
Full circle characters? He's a full
I made
circle
a full
himself.
circle. Yeah, I made a full circle.
What the
So
fuck?
look at these combos.
Just getting completely wrecked.
Put him block.
I'm blocking here.
Oh, Phil.
Online black people.
He's blocked.
Oh my god, I couldn't block the cross up. Wow.
Oh my god.
All that lag.
It's ridiculous.
And he got
I don't
bodied
know. He's
2-0.
so many mix-ups and so
By
many
fucking
same
Black
combos,
DSP.
apparently. All his fucking normals combo into each other to a giant fucking
Man,
combo. into the
that
rack.
is
That's ridiculous. The
retarded.
amount of combo ability he has.
Well,
The
I guess
thing
we know
is,
who's
you can
better.
tell he's a gimmick character.
Yeah.
Once I know how
That's
to
been
beat
settled.
Better
those
class.
gimmicks, it won't be effective anymore.
Gimmicks.
The problem is right
The
now,
Clash
it's
of the
incredibly
Titans.
effective because I don't know how to beat them. Damn it.
That's one way to say it.
All right, so there it is, ladies and gentlemen. They have battled for internet supremacy, and your winner, the Black DSP. Interesting. Thoughts on that?
I knew it.
Well, considering that Phil got beat by a guy who actually does rage quit, I mean, that says a lot.
Yeah, no shit, right?
I'm just surprised that none of them rage quit, and I wish that you could have heard. I wish that you could have heard Dale's. I'm hearing that's also what the cool kids are calling him nowadays. I did not know this, but Dale is his actual first name. I'm hearing that. I wish that you could have heard Dale. That would have been great. I'd like for them to be able to trash talk each other.
I can tell you exactly what he said. Because there are videos up where he plays people that he assumes, and I've seen this in a few of his videos, that anybody that plays a charge character is black. So he probably thought, white DSP was actually black DSP, which is ironic because he's black DSP. It's like a mirror match, really.
Oh, that's incredible. Their forces would probably come together and create a black hole and swallow up everything in sight.
Yeah, he gets real ass mad when you play a charge character. He really hates that. And yeah, Shota clones, he fucking can't stand them either.
So would it be fair to say that you get a better rise out of LowTierGod than you do Darkside Phil? Do you prefer fucking with LowTierGod, Blackside Phil? I apologize. I don't mean to respect him too much. I don't want to give him too much respect. But do you prefer fucking with Blackside Phil over the OG Side Phil?
Well, you can refer to him either as Blackside Phil or Mr. Rhinocock. I mean, it's up
Mr.
to you.
Mr. Rhinocock. Really. I don't know if I would feel comfortable with that. My neighbors might hear me say that.
Okay. As far as results, it took 2 days to basically implode his life. I'd say you get better results with Blackside Phil. That's the way I got to go on that one.
Oh my god, that's incredible. We know about his over the top reactions and shit, but I had no idea that you were the cause of this. How dare you?
I'm taking credit for it. I could be wrong. Maybe she was planning on leaving for a long time. All I know is after his Twitch meltdown, where he's screaming about rhino dicks, she left his ass. So I'm claiming credit for it. I'm calling that mine.
You know what? We'll allow it. That's the victors write history, right? So that's it. That's how it will be written.
Maybe she thought her boyfriend was a bitch. I mean, I wrote his ass on Twitter and he ran away like a little girl. Maybe she was like, grow a set, African warrior, pull out that BBC and fight back, and he never did.
We've got a question here from Evil Table. Are you aware that Low Tier Scrub, a very good name there, is into animal torture? No kidding. Look it up on his ED page. Are you aware of this?
Yeah. I had people send me clips of that where he'll just randomly post on Facebook like, hey, look, this dog got its balls chopped off. That's funny, guys. So, I don't know what's going on with that. I saw 1 or 2, maybe 3 examples of it. But he's just an angry guy that doesn't have any control over his life, and shit's kind of closing in on him. It's the best I can put it.
Let's see. Chat, what do you guys think? We've got a number of different things to talk about. Man, this has been a lot of fun so far. I'm really enjoying this. Let's see. What's the chat got for us? LowTierGod sounds like he goes to the deep web to get those. 1010, man. Thank you. Let's see. Live for 47 hours. No, we will. No, we're not going to go 47 hours. LowTierGod, that's his Twitter. Drop him a line. Fair enough. Castration's comedy gold. Let's see. Let's check out the doc. And if you guys want to, remember at the top of the chat, there's a Google Doc. If you guys want to submit stuff for us to cover on the show, you're more than welcome to do that. Let's see. Here is a topic from. Oh, I gotta scroll over here. Question for Mister Metokur. Do you think Phil will resort to acting like a Tumblr user, saying that he's triggered by stuff like his detractors, and that thin people have thin privilege, submitted by Garrus?
No. Phil's a lot of things, but at least one thing I've seen consistently from him is, at least my understanding of it, is that he and Panda are not SJWs. They don't buy into that shit. I could be wrong, but that's what he said repeatedly. So.
Fair enough. Let's see. What else do we have from the doc here? I think we kind of covered this already. Homeless Ninja asked, since you've watched and covered both DSP and LowTierGod, who do you think is the worst between the two of them?
Again, it's not like I'm judging them on who's the worst human being. It's just what's going to entertain me for a day or two.
Right.
Phil's long-term entertainment. Blackside Phil is short-term because he's pretty much exploded. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's walled himself off in the kingdom of Twitter and Twitch, so I can't really follow it. He keeps banning all my accounts when I show up to ask him about his rhino dick.
Well, I've got a good one for you. Who do you think is going to last longer? We know about Phil's financial woes. We know the direction that his business is going. Do you think that the Black Side Phil will outlast the Dark Side Phil?
Oh no, I think White Side Phil has got that on lock.
Really?
He's been around longer. I mean, fuck, what's he
Sure.
been doing this for like 7 fucking years?
No, I mean as in not total time. I mean just in terms of do you think that Dark Side Phil will go away before Black Side Phil?
Oh, if there's a penny to be found, he'll be like he'll be like a Jew at a wishing well. He'll track that fucking thing down like you wouldn't believe. Are you kidding me? Well, White Side Phil is never going to leave the internet. Until his revenue source dries up, he's not going anywhere. Black Side Phil, on the other hand, I don't know what is he going to do. Street Fighter V, maybe he's going to get 3 or 4 years out of it, and he'll just start rage quitting like a bitch again anyway. So I think he's going to fuck off and disappear. I think the original Phil will be here till he's just not making any money.
Let's see. Would Jim ever ask to get the dangerous faggot Milo to comment on Phil? Tip submitted by Canadian Chicken.
I don't really talk that much with Milo. Once in a while, if we run across like a similar story, that's about it. We kind of do our own things. He's doing his what is it? The anti-SJW, anti-feminism thing with the college circuit right now. I'm mostly just fucking with retards on the internet like I've always done. We don't really cross paths that much.
Let's see. Phil is going to ride that Patreon train until it dries up completely. Yeah, I completely agree with that. People are talking about Sargon. Who's Sargon? Sargon stream?
Oh, that was Milo had hit me up on Twitter and asked if I wanted to do a stream with him, and it was on Sargon's channel, which is another YouTuber, and they both were just fucking shit-faced, just super drunk. But I got Milo to wear a internet aristocrat wig and do like an intro for me. And then I got Sargon to wear one too. It was a fucking weird stream.
Jim, can I buy one of your feet calendars submitted by the Moth Attracted to the Flame Av?
Yeah, I love when the old Metokur shit pops up because people have no fucking context for what any of that stuff is once the site went down, because there's nothing left. We did a lot of shit fucking with a lot of people online. The feet calendar thing was this Michael Tiller is this crazy motherfucker that he has a YouTube channel. God, if I can find it, I'll post a link sometime. But he has a YouTube channel where he self-inserts himself into old game shows and hosts them. It's like 3-hour videos of him hosting like fucking Jeopardy from the 1970s. And his hobby, aside from that, he runs a photo company where all he does is take pictures of fat women's feet, and then he makes them into calendars.
Oh, God.
He's insane. He's one of the craziest fucking people I've ever come across, and it was great. I fucked with him for, months. Just months. Just fucking with him. It was a fun time.
Interesting. Yeah, I got to get caught up on a lot of this stuff. I've, we contrary to popular belief, we don't focus on Phil all the time. We got a lot of other stuff. So with our free time, if we're going to look at Phil at all, it's usually pretty hard to catch up on other stuff. We should diversify a bit more. We should check out these people. Who could you recommend? What would you recommend for a laugh? People that are into this kind of stuff. They went from Phil to sort of LowTierGod, but who would you recommend if people want to try to get a laugh off of some exploitable people on the internet?
I'd say start small. Like, pick a site and then just find somebody that it doesn't have a huge following. Like, there are people that everybody's heard of, Chris Chan, Darkside Phil, shit like that. But I mean, that's you're running on low. You know what I mean? Like a lot of stuff has already been done that can be done. But there are a lot of people out there that just have small accounts. I'll give you a couple examples. One was Michael Tiller, right?
Okay.
Another guy was called Nintendo's advocate was this guy, Jason Mason.
Oh,
and
God.
he was this 30-year-old, 32-year-old who lived in his basement, and I think he lived on welfare. He didn't have a job. He said he was phobic, and he couldn't go outside and do anything. So all he did was he got money from the government, and he bought Nintendo games. And he would put up videos talking about how he'd get angry at his parents because they weren't rich enough to buy him video games. And he made like a 10, 20-minute video talking about all he had to eat was beans for Christmas. Metokur fucking ruined this guy. They got his fiancée to leave him. They fucking basically drove him off his internet accounts. You know, it's a little more mean-spirited than the stuff you guys do, I guess. But there was one kid from DeviantArt, right? This was pretty great. There's one kid from DeviantArt who had an inflation fetish. He was like 12. So Hayes and a couple of other people, we found out his phone number. And Haberman called up his father and pretended to be a Catholic priest in the neighborhood, Father O'Flanagan, and it said, "Hey, I run a boys a Catholic school for boys, and we came across your son's online content. I think you should know what it is." That kid flipped his shit because every single account he had got shut down. He put up a note saying, "My dad found out I have all this Sonic inflation art up on my DeviantArt, and now I can't come online anymore, and I'm in trouble and I'm grounded." So, like, you can find shit, but you got to look at like the far corners of the internet. Somebody said Grant in the Invisible Crane. I got Invisible Crane to show his penis on live stream.
That was
you? God, are you serious?
Motherfucker. It's always you.
God damn it! I've never heard the end of meat and potatoes.
What?
That was us, meat and potatoes. We got him to show his cock on live stream by telling him that John's sister really wanted to fuck him. So we got him to flash his junk on live stream, and I screen capped it at the right moment. You know, the meat and potatoes. There's a You the Man Now dog. If you look up You the Man Now dog and look up meat and potatoes on it, you'll see it. We have the audio and the picture of his dick up there for time immemorial. But yeah, like Invisible Crane was one we fucked with quite frequently for 2 years, 3 years.
You fucking whippersnapper. You know what? And you know it's funny actually. I don't know if a lot of people remember this, but me and my buddy Be Awesome One, we actually got Phil to look at that picture on his live stream because he was doing WWE 2K16. And he accidentally showed his code. Basically, the way it works is they give you an internet code. You can upload pictures, and then you can put those images into the game, like on T-shirts for the characters and stuff like that. Well, the awesome one went on there and uploaded Finley Dick and also Meat and Potatoes, which is the name now for this masterpiece that you've blessed the internet with. And Phil actually saw this on his live stream and reacted to it. It was fantastic.
The best thing about the Grant thing is, like, that's only a small segment. We got him to deep throat his microphone. He like had a mic. We made him suck it like a cock. And we got him to do a whole bunch of shit. And then he cried for like a half an hour because he thought that's what it was. This is again, I was a little mean spirited, but I made a Facebook account and then I contacted every one of his family members with a picture of his cock and said, "Your son's putting on a special show. Come and check it out."
Wow. That's mean.
It was a little mean. It was funny though.
That is that's incredible, man. I had no idea that was you. It's what other things? What other sort of tales can you tell us? What other marks have you made on the internet with these people?
Oh, this is the kind of like dumb small scale shit that you get engaged and you have a laugh about and then you kind of move on. Like Invisible Crane, as far as I know now, is just kind of doing his own thing. I don't think he's really as much of a spurg as he used to be. There are a lot of stories. I don't know if I want to legally get into a lot of them.
Gotcha. No problem there. Question here from Leo King. Hey Jim, last year someone got Invisible Crane to believe he blew up a cell tower because he kept getting DDoSed.
My encounter with Grant would have been 4 years ago, whatever Meat and Potatoes was, and that was the end of it. I had my laugh and I moved on. I don't know what has happened with him since then because I just don't care. I had my laugh and I moved on.
Red World asks, have you gotten anyone to pour butter on their laptop yet?
No, and that contest is still open. If you can get some dumb fucking 12-year-old to No, it wasn't pour butter on their laptop. I had a contest up where if you can get somebody to shit on their laptop, and because by claiming that you're Twitch support, I will send you a free video game.
I did see you react to the kid who microwaved his laptop, spread butter on it like toast. That was pretty good. We all had a laugh at that.
Yeah, I've seen those Twitch prank videos, and they're pretty fucking hilarious. I feel bad for the people, but I've seen those videos flying around.
They're fantastic. They're absolutely fantastic. And I know somebody, if they really put the effort in, will get some kid to shit on their laptop. It takes a really good sales pitch, but somebody out there can do it.
Actually makes me wonder, like, do you think that Phil would have fallen for that at some point?
Oh, God, I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that one I'm not sure.
He's a little too sharp for that, but that's not saying much. Let's see, what else have we got? Somebody is vigorously, Kieran Wings is really wanted to know, and again, for legality's sake, I understand if you'll say, if you plead the fifth on this one. What is the most fucked up thing you've done?
Fuck. There's like small. One of the things that happened on Metokur was school shooter North America in 2012.
Okay.
That actually appeared before the Supreme Court, by the way. That's a Metokur op, as Haberman would call them, is cited in case law before the Supreme Court in relation to free speech, by the way.
Wow.
But yeah, I pitched this. They made it, but I pitched it. We had an idea to do basically a school shooter where you could play as like all the infamous murderers. And Haberman's take on it, what we thought would be funny, was you make this this outrageous game, and then he was going to go on Fox News. There's audio of this, by the way, when Habes and a couple other people are talking to executives at Fox to come on and do an interview. But he was going to go on with Jack Thompson and do all this other stuff. But he was going to go on and agree. He's going to be like, yeah, video games are terrible. See the crazy shit we're putting up? You should totally censor them. And just fuck with the host, because the host isn't expecting that. That was the whole point. But it kind of imploded. It didn't really go anywhere. It was a little.
That's too bad.
A little sad.
Oh man, that would have probably went viral.
It would have been funny. That's the thing. Is it funny? If it's funny, it's great.
No. But I mean, a lot of people would have thought it was funny, and it would have been fucking awesome to see. Let's see, Mr. Deadman, Jim. How much longer until Jeb fucks up his swan dive off of Trump Tower?
I really think he's going to kill himself this month. I'm not sure exactly when, but I know he did a big apology before his donors for being a massive fuck up. So, God, I'm hoping in the next week.
We'll see. I mean, obviously the one that's going to live in infamy is the please clap, but yeah, he's one to watch. I hope that that there's loved ones around him, because yeah, I'd take that bet. Do you guys have a Deadpool for that guy, or?
No, it's just an open guess. Nobody's really got any bets placed down on it. I think March. Other people are saying later. We'll see what happens.
Let's see. His gun should be called Please Clap. That's funny. Let's see. What else do we got? Jeb is not Latino. There's currently a back and forth of whether he's Latino or not. Let's see. Who would win in a fight, Jeb Bush's wife or Panda Lee? Submitted by Wizard Frog.
I don't know. I mean, Jeb Bush's wife probably would be able to use the ring because she's fucking Gollum. So she'd have an advantage. She'd go invisible and slit her throat when she can't see her. That's my guess.
I've been mispronouncing it as well. Kieran points out it's Yeb, so my mistake. Let's see. Needs more shout-outs. I'm not going to shout out who said it. How about that? Pocket turtles. What are pocket turtles?
Jeb Bush, the autistic fuck that he is, carries around he carries a pocket full of turtles.
Get the fuck out of here.
Little carved wooden turtles, and he gives them to children. I'm not making that up. He carries little wooden turtles with him, and he gives them to kids.
I did not know this.
That's actually really weird.
No shit. Yeah, it's fucking bizarre. Yeah.
Never heard of that before.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. All right. Let's see. Ask Jim if he could call DSP a rage quitter. I guess the background is this: is if you call him a rage quitter, he's really gonna come after you.
Oh, is he? Is he? I've called him everything else. I told him he's a fat fucking retard and his girlfriend is a whore. What else do I need to say to DSP to get his fucking attention? I'll call him a rage quitter. He's a big, fat, dumb rage quitter. Bacon grease eating rage quitter. Yeti looking motherfucker bean eating. You know, like what does he need to draw his attention?
Let's see. Brilliance. Jim, do you like a variety of games and imaginative worlds? Oh, the chat's scrolling too fast now. Imaginative worlds, or are you obsessive loon like Haberman?
Are you talking about the games that I play?
I'm not sure what this guy is getting at.
He's okay. Haberman has shit taste in video games. He'll just play Call of Duty for 800 hours. But I can't really talk because I play Ace of Spades for 600. No, I like a variety of games. I play a lot of shit. What am I playing recently? I don't even know. Yeah, I play a lot of shit though. I jump around. I like my variety.
Let's see. Metokur should take a picture with the Wolverine. Ooh, yes. Okay. So, I don't know if you're familiar with the infamous, oh wow. And there is I don't know if you see this in the chat. Somebody said that.
I'm looking at a screen cap right now.
Yeah. That, Blackside Phil was given a heads up that you were saying stuff, and he said, who cares? So he might be here. So you don't know for sure.
Are you here, Blackside Phil?
Is he here?
You want to explain to me how it is that Rhino Dick couldn't keep your girlfriend for more than 2 days? I'd love to know. I'd love to know. Also, what's your phone number, faggot? Let me show what a man's like.
Oh! There it is. The gauntlet has been thrown.
Oh Lord.
Okay, I just looked back at the stream. What kind of fucked up mod is this in Afterbirth? I've never seen this one.
It looks like it's called Binning of Isek.
Oh wait, I think I've heard about that one. I think I saw it on the subreddit once. It's this one guy. He went out of his way to just trash every single sprite in the game. Wow, I can't believe someone's actually playing with this. God.
Yeah, somebody in your chat asked how many people have come after me. I've had a lot of people come after me.
Really?
Yeah. I get a lot of, I'll get emails and messages. I hate you. I'm going to kill you. It's funny shit.
We've actually dealt with a little bit of that too, so I can definitely feel you on that one. But obviously, probably you've had a lot more.
It's the internet. You should expect it. That's what makes
absolutely.
it
fun. It is pretty fun. Yeah, we've gotten a laugh at some things. I've actually had a couple people tell me that they're going to kill me and stuff like that too. And we actually have the voice clip of it, and it's a recurring joke with us. So yeah, we've taken that stride. Let's see. Sad Panda. Well, a couple A. So Sad Panda asks, Jim, have you spoken to Kyle the Cuck recently?
No. Last time I talked to Kyle was during the second Metocast that he was on. People couldn't figure out why I had him on. They're like, why is this random guy on? You have to understand, Kyle talked a boatload of shit before I brought him on, talking about how I just didn't understand politics, and he was going to enlighten me and explain why Bernie Sanders is just the second coming of Christ. And then I got him on, and he was like, let's legalize weed. Yeah, that was his whole fucking argument for like 2 hours.
Nice. Let's see. Fred, tell Jim about Sammy Samosa. Oh my God. Okay.
Ooh.
Do you know about Sammy Samosa?
No, I don't think name's not ringing any bells.
Okay. This is a guy who is a staunch defender of Darkside Phil. He is a patron of Phil's arts. He has purchased multiple t-shirts, and he is the Whole Foods Employee of the Month. Sammy Samosa has, in the past, challenged me to a debate. I finally took him up on his offer. We did it on the 50th episode, and he essentially presented me no actual credible arguments, but what he claims is that, and there's a picture of him if you're interested. It doesn't know how to make 2 middle fingers. He's got one of them right, the right hand. The left hand, I don't think he's really got the middle finger down there. He's kind of doing a little more of like a Star Trek kind of deal. But there he is, wearing sunglasses indoors. And he's rocking his Project 7 shirt right there. He's got the Death Face variant. And but anyways, he is probably the stupidest person I've ever talked to in my life. And I have talked to many. But essentially, he says that we're trying to take Phil out. We're trying to put him out of business. He says that different people are virtual mailmen on Twitter. There is so much about Sammy Samosa that we could even talk about. But somebody wanted me to bring him up to you. Somebody said play audio of Samosa. Okay, you know what? Deal. Let me go and let me try to find a clip of Sammy Samosa.
Well, I mean, you know, I could do that very easily.
Let's see what we got here.
This fucking guy, he is the stupidest piece of shit that has ever lived.
There we go. I got a clip of him right here. Loaded in the Instant. We're not gonna. Well, we'll watch it. It's 13 minutes. We'll watch a little bit of it. We don't have to watch the whole thing. All right, you guys got the Instant Sync?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
If you're not in the DSP community, except for you know who. You see, it's a new year, but it's not a happy new year for the bums.
It's so hard for me to
Kojima.
keep a straight
I mean,
face.
what's there to be happy about?
Is this
The
you
last
guys
time
making
I
fun of his
checked,
voice, or is this him?
This is him.
Still on YouTube,
Are you
still
sure you're not being
pumping out
trolled?
videos,
No.
still
Well,
doing
it
his
might be.
thing.
But
It
at
is-
the same
it is a
time,
troll, but he's trying hard.
Sons.
he's trying
As
way
a
too
collective
fucking hard.
unit, you couldn't even put him out of business before the year ended. Take a
No,
guess
I'm calling
on
this
who
is
is
a
to
troll. I don't
blame
believe
for
this for a
this
second.
massive
I don't believe this is a
disappointment.
DSP fan at
I'll
all.
give you a hint.
I think
Well,
this
he
guy's.
is.
I think
He's
he's
the-
fucking with you.
No. He's given
It's
Phil
not
over
that
$180 on
bitter
Patreon.
retrospective
He's got an
gaming.
he's got an
I
internet
think
footprint going
everybody
back like
knows
10
it's
years.
none other than
He's just this
Mr.
stupid. That's
Virtual
what I'm saying.
Detective himself, Fred Fox.
Maybe. I don't know. My
Since
bullshit
you want to
detector's
be
going
the
off.
voice of the
I'll listen.
anti-DSP
Yeah, I'll listen to some
community,
more.
this burden is gonna weigh down on your shoulders. You're gonna have to live with this burden for the rest of your life. You kept telling me you're not trying to take him down. How am I supposed to believe that when I have never heard you give him any sort of props? I've never
And
heard
he
you
put this video
once
together.
give him one
Yes, he
ounce
did.
of credit.
Okay, so that's a DSP
So no,
shirt he's wearing,
I
or is
don't
that
buy
what
into
shirt
the
is that?
theory
That is a
that
Project
the
7
SDK
shirt
want him
from
to stay on
DSP's
YouTube.
web
Of course you want him
series,
removed
Project
from
7.
YouTube because you
Okay,
want
because
to
if I was
prove
going to do something
yourself
goofy and
your
retarded, this is probably what I do.
that you're
He's
more
listen to
than
the
just
music
a
he's
drama
got. He's
queen.
wearing sunglasses and a
You want
DSP
to
shirt.
prove to everybody
He's giving you the
that
double
you're
middle
much
fingers, and he's
more
spurging
than
on
just
for
all
13
bark
minutes.
and no
Yeah.
bite. And what better way to prove all of your points, all of your criticism?
Oh,
than
and he
to
also has some
finally
very weird
force him to
photoshops.
find another job.
Yeah, he always puts
The
some
majority of your
trash hip hop
community
to
wants
his
his ass
videos.
gone, and I know you're not
Chad
dumb.
Warden music.
I know you're paying attention to them. We see the
What's
comments.
this song called?
We see the tweets.
It's like We
this is
Fly
We Fly
High.
High
what's
by
going
Yeah.
on
Jones.
behind the scenes. This is not about you,
So
Fred.
dumb.
This is about your hundreds and hundreds of restless fans wanting Phil gone. Period. Hell, ask your stooges. Hey, Moogle, don't you want DSP to get kicked off Machinima so he can learn his lesson? So he can get his quote-unquote karma? Jesus Christ, Fred. If that's what the people want, then that's what you, yes, you as the leader have to do.
So you have proof that
Every
he's giving
mission
DSP
has
money.
a time limit.
Yes.
Every
I can
operation
link
has
you to
a
his
time
Patreon
limit.
if you're interested.
No,
And
I'm
that's
just
what
saying. I mean, like, if you
gave
got
you.
proof that
I
he,
gave
it's just
you
like I
3
said.
months.
I don't know. I feel
That's
bullshit
90
detector's going
days.
off.
That's
but
a
Oh, I
lot
believe
of
you.
time.
When I was talking with him,
Technically,
I
you
specifically
had
said I
15
don't think that
months
people will
since your
believe that
first
he's real.
podcast episode.
And that's like a
But you
floating
didn't
theory
take the
that he's like a
initiative.
fake creation
You just
by
couldn't
us.
get the job done.
But no, I mean,
I'm
from what
just
we can
wondering
tell,
why.
I mean, he's
The
obviously a
question
troll,
is,
but
why did
he's a
you
person.
fail?
He,
You had everything going in
let me
your
see if I can
favor.
find this.
You had
This
all the
specific
momentum.
Photoshop that he made just
2015
makes me
was
question
Darkside
why
Phil's
he's
worst
even
year
trying.
Ever.
Yeah,
At least
yeah,
on
he even
YouTube.
showed us his Whole
7
Foods
plus
apron
years,
and hat and said, like, well,
2015
this
was
is my
no
proof
doubt
I've got a
his
real
worst
job,
year.
Reddy boy.
Let's start from the beginning.
Ready?
I'll do a quick recap. First things first, you launch your charity gimmick. You used it to disguise
This is
yourself
just-
as
yeah.
the good guys throughout the rest of the year.
This is here's
It
his
reinvigorated your whole community,
Patreon,
gave them
and it's
energy,
listing
gave
him
them
as donating
something exciting,
$280.
something to look
And the
forward
only
to.
person that he
Okay,
is
fine, whatever. Then we
the only
had
person that
DSP's
he's
internet
supporting is
going
Darkside
down.
Phil.
He gets DDoS attacked.
Okay.
A couple of
Well, I
days
guess what I'm
after
saying
that,
is, are you
he
sure that
gets swatted.
some guy who just didn't want to have
And
a laugh
regardless
didn't
of
find
who
some
actually
DSP donor
swatted him,
and it's like,
the
fuck it, I'm
fact
going to be
is,
that guy.
it worked in
And
the
then set up the
SOK's
social media
favor.
and fucked with you.
You also have
It's
to
very
remember at this
possible. Trust
point,
me, it is possible. But
he
he's
had
talked to us
gout.
on Twitter,
He
Skype,
was going through
and
sicknesses
he also
and
has his
illnesses.
account on the forums.
It's not looking good
And
for
if you
him
look
so
up,
far.
like he
A
used to go as
month later,
Packy
he
Prince,
gets
he has
multiple
like
false
forum posts from
copyright
like
strikes
10 years
against
ago.
his channel. And at
So it
this
all,
point,
it
he's gotta be
trust me,
stressed
it does
out,
look
paranoid.
I mean, because I've done
all
stuff.
of
Like
those
when I
things.
impersonated, you know who Pete Hines
Then
is, the
October
PR guy from
1st,
Bethesda?
I come on your
I
pod.
impersonated
Hell,
him
I even helped
back
you out.
when they were having issues
I was
with
just curious
Skyrim
to
on the
know
PS3.
more about this
I
Fred
set up a
Fox
fake account and a
character
fake Beth
and
blog
his
account.
operation.
And
Turns out,
basically
I
would
boosted
respond
your
to anybody that
viewership.
was responding to
I
him, and
boosted
it looked
your
exactly
sub
like
count.
Pete Hines.
It
There
was
are articles
never my
about this.
intention.
And I would
I never
go and
wanted that
basically
to
tell them
happen,
to stop
but
being
it
poor
did.
and that
It
Bethesda didn't give a
happened.
shit about their
DSP
crappy
fans
console
know
ports.
that the SOK
And they would
exists
get so
because
fucking
of me.
angry. And it took
A
Hines
month
and
later,
Bethesda like a
we
week to get
found
me
out
gone. So
Phil
yeah,
gets
like
a pay
this is
cut.
similar.
He
You know
earns
what I mean?
less
Like
money
pick an
than
identity and
ever.
then use it, kind of thing.
If that's not worse, John Rambo.
I feel like
and
he
Howard
has every
come out
opportunity
and
to
throw
say
Phil
that that's
under
not
the bus,
actually him,
much
though.
to
You
my
know what I mean? Like
surprise.
he's on the forums,
So now look
he's
at
on
the big
Twitter. I
picture.
feel like there are a lot of
How did
avenues
the
for him to
SOK
come
not
forward by
take
now,
advantage of all
and
of
say that
these
it's not him, especially because he's
circumstances
active on
and
page. In order,
put him
so
out
this
of
is the thing.
business
In
before
order
that year
to get
ended?
access to his patrons only section of the forums, you have to pay him on Patreon. And this account, Sammy Samosa from Patreon, has an account linked to it on the King of Hate forums that has access to the patrons only section. So
okay,
like there's
okay. If you all right, I see what you're saying. Okay, I thought just some random account didn't have a lot of information attached to it, and it's like fuck it, I'll use this.
Oh, I believe you. I'm glad that you point that stuff out because I mean, it lets us reevaluate it. But I got to be honest with you, man. I do think it's a troll. I do think that it is somebody that's exaggerating who they are to try to give it back to us, right? To give us back what Phil gets from us. But no, I think it's
somebody in your chat wanted you to talk about the cuck god. What is this about KG getting ripped off by a Japanese hostess?
Oh God! All right,
Oh,
so let's kill this video before we get stupider. Yeah, let's kill this video. Yeah, so you're familiar with K Galleon. You actually mentioned him in one of the streams where he was there in your chat. You asked him why he supports Phil, and I believe he just said because he's entertaining. If you remember that exchange you had back with K Galleon.
Yeah. He seemed a little ass hurt that I was just laughing at Phil.
God, I hope he's here because that would be awesome too. He usually he's one of our most loyal listeners. Actually, he comes all the time. But so all right, so Kate Galleon, he being a man who lives alone and being a man with a little bit of disposable income, he likes to take a trip to Japan every year by himself, of course. And this time he actually posted on the forums a nice little recount of his foray over there. Let me grab this. Let me see if I can find this for you guys. But essentially what happened is he had a Japanese woman come up to his table, ask him for some time, and I guess it's part of the bar culture that you would like.
Oh, he was in a hostess club.
I'm not sure exactly. Again, I'm ignorant to the culture there in terms of that. But
so wait a minute. I'm gonna guess before you get into the story. Tell me how close I am.
Okay.
He probably stumbled into a bar thinking it was a bar, but it's actually a hostess club. Then he had some hot chick approach him and thought she really liked him, but he didn't understand that she's charging an hourly rate to sit with his fucking weeaboo ass. So when he got the bill, it was something astronomical.
That is exactly what happened.
Fucking boom. Okay, yeah, I can picture that happening.
Yeah, that is exactly what happened. I'm trying to track down the thread so that I can get his exact words. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. Let me see. And if anyone wants to help out and link that, I don't want to get too preoccupied with that. But yeah, that's exact. Yeah, but you're pretty good at this. That's exactly what happened. He sat down. He had a woman join him. They had a few drinks. He bought her a few drinks. And before he left the club, some man came over to him and told him that he owes an astronomical amount of money, to which he got kind of mad about, but obviously paid very quickly, kept all his teeth, and he was able to live to tell the tale.
Well, you think people would like? What do you think? Like, you go from living in America and like you don't ever have a woman come up to you in a bar and it's like, "Hey, baby," and suddenly, what? Japan is magical. It's a land of unicorns. That once you walk into a bar, women just throw themselves at your feet.
And he
like,
is just
nothing registered.
He is just a specimen, my friend. I mean,
I feel for him. That would suck. I can imagine. I'm guessing the tab was like what, $500 to $800.
I have to find this now. Let's see. Because we had a screen cap of his... here we go. Found it. Awesome. Found it. Here you go. Let me drop it in the chat. All right, so I'll read this to you, Mr. Moogle. If you can download that, put it on screen. I'll read it. Somebody also gave us the thread flat out. Thank you, Eddie. Our good friend Eddie B43 on Twitter. Follow the man. It'll make your life better. Here is the actual thread. We can go to... I don't know, do you want to use the screen cap or do you want to go to Phil's hellhole of a website?
While you guys are doing that, somebody in your chat brought up Grant again, talking about how he sympathized with Elliot Rogers. We have audio. Well, I should say somebody I know has audio of some comments. We got Grant, Invisible Crane, to watch Serbian film, Drunk, and you should hear the audio on that sometime. I'll try to get this particular person to put it up. But it's some pretty raunchy shit when it gets to the scene where the guy's fucking his kid. Just a little spoiler. You might be surprised at some of the commentary Grant has.
All right, so we've got that. It's downloading. This is from the 6th. 10/6.
All
right. So I'll go ahead and read this for the people at home. So basically, I'm walking down the street, and this guy in a suit stops me. I recognize these guys because they usually stand in the street trying to get people to come to their club. The guy looked desperate for customers, and I wasn't doing anything, so I go along with it. He takes me around the corner to this little hole in the wall, and they've got disco balls and music. Typical works. The guy at the doorway pulls a girl out of a group and has her sit with me for company. I realize this company means I will owe them more, despite them not really telling you that up front. I've been to one of these type of places before, and I knew how it works. I have whiskey, she gets a Corona. After chatting for 30 minutes and singing some karaoke, I decide to leave. Otherwise, the guy at the door is going to charge me more. He brings my check, and I look over. It seems fair, so I give him $100 worth of yen and wait for him to bring back my change. He brings back $5. I'm like, what? And notice he charged me more, coincidentally charging me $95 now, just shy of what I gave him. I argued with him for a bit, but there's ultimately nothing I can do about the situation. I should have taken a picture of the bill to prove that he charged it. I told the guy he was a thief and left. It put a bad taste in my mouth, and it wasn't the whiskey. Learning experience. On a good note, I spent the day and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, it looks like
what discount whorehouse did he go to that it's only $95?
Well, it was a hole in the wall.
It must have been, yeah.
So apparently he was familiar with the process there. It's just that they charged him a little extra on top of a little extra.
Well, I mean, it's again, you should know going over there that if you go into these bars and a woman approaches you wanting to spend time with you, you are going to be charged money for her company. Like, how do you go to Japan yearly and not know that?
He is incredibly stupid. You've interacted with the guy. But man, I wish he was here. I'm pretty sure he is here. He actually deleted his Twitter not too long ago. Of course, he reactivates it every month to make sure that he can keep the Twitter handle active in case he does decide to come back. But yeah, it's been different without having good old KG around. He usually kept things interesting.
Yeah, I only had the one interaction with him. I don't really know much of him outside of asking him why do you donate to Phil, and then he really didn't. He didn't really ever explain it. He just kind of got huffy and left.
Well, would it surprise you to know that he now has withdrawn his support from Phil after the Project 7 debacle?
So will you explain to me, again, I like fucking with Phil, but I don't follow him enough to know all the updates. So what has happened with Project 7? What was the debacle in its entirety, if you can just sum it up?
Oh, no problem. So Project 7 was a series that he did before. His fans really liked it and yada, yada, yada. After moving to Renton, not having any friends anymore, not having the production company, he was going to start up this bootleg version of Project 7 that was just going to be him, a camera tripod, and possibly Panda Lee from time to time. He created his Patreon in January of 2015, and the bulk of it was around Project 7. He had the T-shirts, which you just saw Sammy Samosa wearing, that are all Project 7. He had a $75 perk level where you could purchase the ability to be part of Project 7. You could either record yourself and send in some clip to be included in some way, or I guess some people were imagining flying to his house or some shit, and going to be in it. But essentially, the majority of his Project 7 was centered around the promise. His Patreon was centered around the promise of Project 7. He then made a stretch goal of $2,500 where he wanted a camera. Or was it 25 or 2,000? I'm mixing up the amounts now, but roughly $2,000. He wanted to buy a camera, which he was going to use to film Project 7. He had set up his green screen, which was also a Patreon perk, that he would take some time to set up his green screen. And he eventually started to create this policy that his top goal is going to be $1,250 for some sort of marathon or anything else like that. Anything that he raises above the $1,250 each and every month is going to go towards the camera. So he was starting to build up money for this camera, and the momentum was there. Eventually, he decided that he would make a Patreon perk that the $1,250 would buy you the ability for him to take a few days off of gaming so that he can start to make some content of Project 7, a teaser trailer, just something. He wanted to make something tangible to sort of get this Project 7 thing off the ground, right? So he collects the $1,250, and the end of the month is quickly coming, the month where he was supposed to actually make this, and the end of the month is coming, and he's very non-committal, just, I don't know, and I'm not feeling good, and I'm busy with all these games, and I don't know if I can do it. And eventually, at the end of the month, he pulls the plug, and he makes this grand vlog saying, hey, the planets have aligned, I wasn't supposed to do this after all. And you know what? For my punishment, I'm going to thumbs down the video myself. You know, I really deserve these thumbs downs. You know, I'm not going to refund any of the $1,250, of course. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my goal a little bit cheaper. That's already paid for, of course. I'm going to make my top goal $1,000 instead of the $1,250s. But no refunds whatsoever. Project 7 is indefinitely suspended, which is canceled, and he made off with $1,250 out of people without actually having to provide them any sort of content. The camera, he claims, is now impossible to get because of his pay cut, and all in all, people are upset. Fans, even KG was upset that that $1,250 was raised, and he couldn't even put together any sort of teaser trailer or anything else like that for that money.
Well, that's some fucking bullshit.
I told you the story as faithfully as I possibly could. There may be a few small details that I might have forgotten just for brevity's sake, but yeah, that's essentially the story.
He promised people something for the money they were giving, and then when they gave the money, he didn't do it.
Yes.
No, that's pretty cuntish, and yet still people give him money after that.
Well, you see, Fred, the planets aligned.
Yes, the planets aligned.
Sort of like how his parents promised him a Wolverine toy and then didn't give it to him.
Yeah, it's you know, I wonder what he's going to do in his life when this is all over, because you know nobody is going to give a shit about it. Like YouTube is such a short-term thing. Like even the people that were big on YouTube back in the day aren't anymore. Like you remember Fred? You remember that annoying fuck Fred? Everywhere.
Oh yes, I
that
do.
guy on Nickelodeon?
Yeah, everywhere, fucking everywhere. TV deals, everything dropped off the face of the earth, and he made it big. But there are a lot of people that are smaller than that had a moderate-sized following. Nobody cares anymore. Nobody watches their shit anymore. It's a very short life cycle. So dedicating yourself to making online content, unless you're very good at it and you're very, you know, stringent and you hit your schedule all the time and you deliver on your promises, it's eventually going to go away. And when it goes away for Phil, what the fuck is he going to do? He's going to have a 7 or 8 year gap in his resume. What is he going to tell people? Yeah, I played video games on the internet for 8 years. Hire me. Fuck, good luck, man. Good fucking luck with that.
That's what he says. I mean, he has a very defeated attitude when it comes to life after YouTube. He says that he will not be able to find a job in his quote-unquote sector, which is a big buzzword for him, a job in his sector.
No, isn't he? I asked you this earlier. Isn't he like, I remember he did a helicopter video where he's like, we made helicopters. I worked at a helicopter factory or some fucking thing like that.
Yeah, his dad got him a gig at the helicopter factory. His dad is more of a higher up at this helicopter factory. It was in Connecticut. He worked there, basically pushing papers. He claims that he received some recommendation or some written sort of like a reward, an award from his manager, that he was like above and beyond for the job. And but yeah, he essentially just started to push papers. Nothing really, nothing really spectacular.
My advice to anybody doing the YouTube shit with a moderate-sized following that's making money doing it is parlay it into something, because it will end eventually. It's too late for Phil. But if you run some channel and you've got a lot of subs and people watch your shit, plan ahead, because it's not going to last forever. Fucking divert it off into something so that when it's done, you have something you can do. Because reality is going to hit him like a ton of bricks. And he's going to be working the shittiest job you can imagine for the least amount of pay. And what are they going to live off? Pandalee's fucking soap sales? Like, how are they going to pay the rent? How are they going to buy groceries? How are they going to live their life? He's going to be homeless. He's going to lose his fucking house.
Yeah, and it's funny because he really has been trying to push the Pandalee soap business in every pre-stream of his. Yeah, he's really been trying to push that and make that viable, but but yeah, man, I think we've run our course here. We've got a lot of stuff that we still could get to, but we obviously want to get to our Let's Endure. So let's start to wind down a little bit. We've got a couple more minutes with this show. Is there anything, Mr. Metokur, that you wanted to ask, or sort of anything you're curious about? I'll see if there's any other topics here in the doc.
Yeah, no, I had a good time. It was fun talking about white side and black side Phil. It was entertaining. But yeah, if you got any other questions, go ahead and ask them before I jump here. Anything in the chat, I guess, that didn't get addressed if they want to know.
Well,
chat, let us know what you got. Mr. Fukama, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, well, I'm not, since we didn't get to the video and all, I was wondering what you thought about the whole idea of Phil claiming he was valedictorian.
Oh, yeah, you were explaining this to me. I don't believe it for a second. Phil doesn't strike me as valedictorian material. Has he ever posted his grades? Has he ever shown anything from high school? Or did he go to college?
He went to Fairfield Community College or something like that.
Yeah, but has he ever posted anything? Like, here's my GPA, and it's confirmed this is what I was getting.
Did he show his diploma one time?
Yeah. No, he's never shown it.
I think he has. Like, I think a year after maybe a few years after he lost his job, when he was still living in Connecticut, he made like a video on that.
Yeah, it was one of his condo tours.
Yeah, but was it just that's the thing though? Was it just the diploma, or did he actually show his GPA?
Yeah,
if he's got something that's like a 2.3, there's no fucking way he's valedictorian.
Yeah, he tried to claim that he had some high GPA. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, that he didn't show any evidence of it or anything else like that.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess to answer your question, I think it's bullshit. That would be my guess.
Like that.
Good. I'm sorry.
Like Zat Lovey asks Jim, "What is your favorite? This is how you don't play."
Oh fuck, man! I actually really like the Metal Gear Solid ones. I'll be honest with you. He's fucking terrible at everything he plays. Really, you could pretty much compile any video that he does into "This is how you don't play," and it would be entertaining. Fuck, what was it? I'm blanking on the name now. I feel like a retard. Black Mesa? Is that what I'm thinking of? The one where he tried to fucking barrel jump for 20 minutes?
Yeah, the crouch jump?
Yeah, the crouch jumping.
How the fuck do you play Half-Life and you don't understand crouch jumping? He's trying to build up a barrel ramp. How do you get... What the fuck? And I love how he has to always look at his chat to get instructions because he gets lost.
Yeah, we literally just did an Endure. That's what we call it. When we watch This How You Don't Play and do like a live reaction to it, they're called Let's Endure. We literally did that last week, so that's actually funny you bring that up. That was something.
I thought he was looking up a walkthrough of it.
He actually showed that. Yeah,
he showed it. He showed it twice, admitted it, and then refuted that point later on in his review.
Wow.
I don't understand how somebody that says they play video games as much as he does and is as good at video games as he claims to be doesn't understand that mechanic. You know what I mean? Like that floored me when I saw that video.
From what I can understand, around that time was when he was also playing the old PS2 games in their HD collection, such as Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter, and their form of crouch jumping is crouch and then jump. So maybe he was thinking it was similar to that.
Well, yeah, but yeah, you know, I just don't buy it. I get that games have different mechanics, but it's almost impossible for me to believe that he would know about Half-Life and not understand that that's like a key thing to it and the controls. Like not understand that that's a part of it. That it just, again, it makes my mind melt a little bit when I see him do shit like that.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's definitely mind-blowing. I was infuriated for quite a while when I saw that. It was one of the more stupider moments that Phil has had.
Among the many, yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got in the chat here?
I think that one of the things that you would love about Phil is his back in the day segments, because he always talks about how, you know, all the girls were all over him.
Oh, I'm sure they were. I'm sure they wanted a piece of that. That's probably got their pussies wet, you know?
Oh, he was an expert salad tosser, didn't you know? That's what he claimed. That's what he claimed to be.
My favorite one was this like Circuit City one where he claims he just came in off the street, unshaven, wearing street clothes, and into a job interview, and he said, "Well, you know, I want you to hire me for me," and the guy instantly hired him.
Oh, you know, yeah. I'm sure he's got a bunch of stories he can regale people with about how awesome and cool and totally hip he was. All the parties he went to and all the girls he banged. But anybody that's watched his videos knows he's full of shit.
Oh yeah, he did do that. Like he told us about the story where he smoked pot and then he was like shitting and throwing up at the same time, and then the crackers were moldy.
Yeah, he's... You know, if they ever have a kid, God help him, because that kid's going to come across all these videos and everything he's done online and be like, holy shit.
Well, he can't even get underwear time with Leanna, so any sort of chance that Leanna was going to get pregnant, just gone down the drain.
You know, I love that he calls it underwear time. Does he have to make, like, an appointment for pussy? Like, is that the point that his relationship with her has gotten to? Where he's got to schedule it ahead?
Well, we got to level with you, all right? We came up with the whole underwear time thing. That was something that I created to describe this for Phil. There's the underwear time is an inside joke with us, but the fact that he's not actually getting laid is factual.
Well, yeah, I don't care what you call it. I don't care if he even calls it that. But what I'm saying is, if their relationship has denigrated to the point where they've got to schedule ahead of time that he gets a little hand job, that's some fucking sad shit.
Yeah. They have a sectional couch where they actually sit as far away from each other as possible. They've actually, he unintentionally showed that to people when he posted a picture of, like, her little blanket where she is with her iPad in front of the TV, and then, like, where he is off on, like, the other fucking side. So, yeah, it's a pretty loveless relationship. It's more convenience at this point, I guess.
Do you think they have, like, 1950s sitcom beds where they've each got their own twin-sized and they don't sleep together?
Oh, he probably pulls a bed out from under their bed. He just shows them that one, but at night he probably pulls out a bed under and sleeps in there.
Well, he pulls out a cot.
Eknoz's Garden Warfare 2 playthrough is indicative of their relationship when they had to play co-op in separate rooms.
Yeah, it'd be like Bert and Ernie with even less sex. To the person in your chat, that's what their relationship is.
God.
Oh, God. I never thought about it like that.
Let's see. What else does the chat have before we get out of here for tonight? DSP is a fucking cuck. Very good.
Enough said.
Let's see.
No
like
comment.
Bert and Ernie. Shot makes a Bert and Ernie joke. Let's see. Vash owns... Oh, Vash. Oh, man.
Oh, God.
We have to let you know about the Vash Chronicles. So, there's this other YouTube streamer by the name of Lord Vash, who Panda Lee often flirts with. And we think there may be a little hanky-panky going on there. Do you think it's possible that Leanna may be sneaking off at night?
Okay, here's what... And again, this is just from my sense of humor, but here's what I would do. Is Phil aware of Vash?
Yes, he is. He actually, there's a tweet from Panda Lee where she says that Phil is getting upset about all the notifications that he is giving her, and she said that he can't handle their antics together.
I would set up fake Twitter accounts and Facebook accounts impersonating Vash, and then sending flirtatious messages openly to Panda Lee with him tagged in, to see how long it would take him to reach breaking point.
That's really good. Yeah, I like that. We'll get on.
Just every day, there's a fucking flirtatious message from Vash. There's fan art of Panda Lee and Vash together. Just shit like that.
This is fantastic. We need to learn from the master here. There's a lot we need to learn. Let's see. What else you got for us, chat? Before we get out of here.
Yeah, give me one more, and then I'm gonna bounce.
Let's see. Let's see the race to the last one. Oh, we had a question a lot earlier. If there's going to be more Brightside Bob content.
Yeah, I'm sure Bob will continue to stream probably some Blackside Phil as well from now on, and so definitely some Spoonie One as well. I'm not sure exactly when that's going to happen, but yeah, there'll be more.
Fantastic. Well, that's a perfect thing to close on. Jim, honestly, man, it was a real pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for your time here tonight. It was outstanding. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had fun, guys. Good luck with your Let's Endure, and I'll talk to you later.
Have a good one, Mr. Metokur.
All right, take it easy, guys.
Mr. Metokur, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so with that, we are going to part for tonight. We're going to have to come up with the Let's Endure. We don't know what our Let's Endure is going to be. So, I don't know, maybe you guys in the chat, you guys can let us know what we should do for tonight. What do you guys think? Last time you guys had a really good suggestion with Max Payne 3. Now, here's the rule, though. It cannot be like fucking 3 hours or some shit like that. Has to be reasonable. Let's see. This is how you don't play GTA 5. I think we did that one already. Let's Endure DSP tries it. Uncharted. Travel vlogs. Cooking videos.
Oh yeah, you did the FPS mode in GTA 5.
We did do that.
Oh, did you?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
The first person. I think that was part of the GTA series. Silent Hill 2. Holocaust Tycoon.
I see people asking for Crash 2.
Crash 2? Is there, let me see.
I think there is a Crash 2.
Yeah, Fazzy did it.
That's mine.
Yeah, I know.
How long is it, though?
I was hinting at it.
Part 1 is an hour 14, and the second part is another hour. So altogether, like 2 hours.
2 hours.
No, we're talking about Crash 2, not Crash 1.
Yeah, it says here, this is how you don't play Crash 2 Part 1, this is how you don't play Crash 2 Part 2.
Oh, okay.
You guys down to do Crash?
I guess.
What other candidates do we have?
I would have liked to have done a Sly Cooper one. That would be cool.
Holocaust Tycoon. I have no idea what Holocaust Tycoon is. Demon Souls. Fred, I refuse to believe it. What do you refuse to believe? Crash This Endure, Arkham City, Demon Souls, Far Cry 3 or 4. Oh, yeah, we were going to do Far Cry 3 at some point. Dark Souls.
I was going to say, that would be pretty of relevance considering Far Cry Primal you rage quit this week.
You guys play Far Cry 3?
I watched my little brother play it a lot, so I have some insight on it. I have played it myself too, so.
How long is Far Cry 3? Because I like that. Maybe we'll do Far Cry 3.
Resident Evil 5.
Far Cry 3.
You couldn't have possibly fucked up Resident Evil 5.
Phil sings that.
No. All right, this is pretty reasonable. It's an hour and 40 minutes, and it looks good. I am down for this. If you guys are down for this, it's only in 480p, unfortunately, but
not a big deal.
That doesn't seem like a big deal. What do you guys think? Far Cry 3? Chat,
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I'm seeing a lot of Far Cry 3, Far Cry 3. All right, cool. All right,
Sure.
let's fucking do this then. Far Cry 3. Give us a couple seconds to sort of reset. Oh yeah, we need to sign up for the podcast and all that kind of shit. All right. Well, Loophole had to leave, so you can find him Loophole 572 yada yada yada. Nomad is leaving too apparently. Well, who's gonna stay? We need people to do this with. Okay. All right. Also, you know what? Let's see if
I've only played like an hour of Far Cry 3 and.
I got an idea.
Oh, special someone asked they wanted to be in the call.
Don't say it like that.
No.
Okay.
That might be good.
Nah, it just sounds rather.
All right, let's sign off and we'll do all that shit.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
Loophole
yeah,
had to
yeah.
leave.
All
You
right.
can find him, Loophole572 on Twitter, all that other shit, social media. Mr. Fetty Fest Fuck.
You can find me on Twitter at TTSBB1. You can find me on YouTube at Freddy Fazfuck. And you can find me on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 Central, 6 Eastern at TTSBB1, where I will be streaming Ratchet and Clank 1. And tomorrow I will be defeating German Drek, the final boss. So stay tuned for that.
Mr. Nomad.
My Twitter is at the Dark Lurker. I might consider streaming Heavy Rain tonight. Not sure about that, but that's probably a maybe. Do an evil playthrough.
Mr. Kamasubu.
You can find me on Twitter at Kamasubu. Talk about regular shit. Playing Assassin's Creed Road right now. I also have a YouTube channel where I upload like videos whenever I feel like uploading them. You can find that at Kamasubu as well. And there you go. Come check me out if you want to chat or anything. I'm always up to it.
Mr. Evil AJ 2010.
You can find me on Twitter, EvilAJ2010. Same on YouTube, and that's pretty much it.
The streaming extraordinaire, Mr. Bagel.
You can find me on YouTube under Moogle Master 102. You can find me on Twitch. I really need to start streaming again. I think I might do that tomorrow because I recently upgraded my internet. So I might do a test stream where I stream in like the best quality I can. And you can find me on Twitter under Moogle Senpai. And that's pretty much it.
All right, and you can also find me, Mr. Fred Fucks, on Twitter at TIHYDP, the acronym for This Is How You Don't prepare your outro. You can also find me on YouTube, Fred Fucks on YouTube in two different flavors, one being an animated avatar, one not being an animated avatar, and the one with the super loud it says, the one with the animated avatar is the one that you'll find content on, but not right now. Maybe you'll find it later. Anyways, you can also find us right here. If you're listening on YouTube and you want to watch a live stream, you can find us on YouTube, but you can also find us on Hitbox. If you want to watch those live streams, like I said, hitbox.tv/Sons of Kojima every Thursday, 7 p.m. That's where the live streams will occur. And then they'll go on YouTube after the fact. Sons of Kojima YouTube. You can type in SoKast or Sons of Kojima, but don't type in SOK because you won't fucking find us. That's it. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. There was fucking incredible amount of people. There's like 750 people here. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you again very much to Mr. Metokur. That was incredible. That was something that we've been wanting to do for a while, something that we've been getting asked for a while. So we're so happy that we were able to provide that for you guys. And again, thank you very much to Mr. Metokur for his time here tonight. I thought that was outstanding. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Anyways, that's it for us. We will switch over to the Let's Endure. Just give us a couple minutes. Until then, we love you. Go fuck yourselves. Good night.